And I forgot to put something in here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome.
Started.
Good to have you guys here. We're on the podcast. We're live. Kyle, Bud, William, Lindsay, Anthony, Brian, Brandon, Cassie, Robert. About to get the intro started here, guys. Stay with us. Appreciate everybody dropping in.
There we go. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm having some errors. Hang on.
Lindsay, 313 days. Or no, 113 days, I should say.
Every time.
Some technical difficulties, apparently. Al, my man, what's going on, brother? I gotta work on the merch. We're way behind. There we go.
You got your intro going, right?
No, I'm ready when you are, brother. I'm live.
Oh, well.
Do your
hey,
thing.
everybody.
Do your thing. I told him you're getting ready.
Oh, okay. All right. That works.
Matthew coming in with 500 days. Robert coming in with 510 days. Anthony,
Do I need
91
to,
days.
Dance for him? Carlton.
There you go. The Carlton.
The Carlton dance. I've got to do that. Like I have a challenge I have to do. I'll tell you about it during the
Ryan, 589 days following the stream.
Now that TikTok's being bought by the Chinese.
Caden, 305 days. Ryan's got 741 days. Gary, Vanessa, 392. I've been focused on Warzone lately. Apologize for my absence. Ow, we got to get some Warzone going, brother. Me, Geisha, Harper.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of Streamers United podcast, where we delve into the depths of your favorite streamers and find out who they are as people and why and how they do what they do. Featuring today, Angel from Clark Clan Gaming, Todd from Ironside Gaming, and yours truly, Chris from Huggles Streaming. Today, we have a friend of mine, Ed from White Rhino 09. Welcome, my friend, to Streamers United podcast.
What's up, guys?
It is a absolute pleasure to have you. So before we get started on all this, we've known each other now since November of last year. That's when I came to your server and played Jimmy Main. And it's been a bit of a ride with your server. It's I remember when I first joined, the population was still growing. Your server was still growing. It's still growing, and it's made a lot of improvements just in the months since I've known you. It's been a lot of fun being a part of it because I've tested a lot of GTA's RP servers, and from my own personal experience, it's hard to find one where you have that kind of community niche feeling that comes with the White Rhino experience. And so personally, I just want to say thanks for giving everybody that, because it's been a blast getting that experience with the RP side of GTA. And I can honestly say that I never had that with any of the other servers that I joined. So before we get started, I just wanted to give that little, cry fest there spill.
I appreciate that, man. No, that means a lot though, because that's one thing that I always try to say. I mean, there's always ups and downs, and it's always hard to keep everybody happy, but trying to have a good community is so important, I think.
It's difficult.
It is. It's very difficult, bro. It is.
It's like a juggling act where you have to have on one hand the technical side in your left hand, and then you have to have the community side in your right, and you have to say, well, from the technical side, this works, but the people don't want it, or they do want it this way. So now we have to juggle and try to make it work.
Right.
And sometimes it's like it works perfect. It's a great thing. Sometimes it don't. And then you have to explain. It's like, okay, well, this is why it has to be this way. So get over it.
Right. And see, and that's something that sucks a lot of time, because people will be like, hey, why don't we do this? Or why isn't it like this? And it's like, well, it's a lot of times the reason things are the way they are is because of issues that we've run into in the past, and we're just trying to eliminate those issues and, just cut it out altogether. But I mean, sometimes you got to go back and re-explore things and see if you can make it better and make it work. But like you said, it's always a juggling act, man. Especially, the more people you get into the community, the more people you're trying to keep happy, And you know, everybody always wants things and they all want to have their input, and I totally am about that. You know what I mean? But there's got to be some level of patience, you know what I mean, that comes with that as well. Because, you know, let's say you got 50 people, you know what I mean? If you got 50 people and they all have, you know, wants and needs and desires out there, you know, I only got so much time, so it's like I'll try to work on as much of it as I can, and then, you know, the issue that we run into a lot of times is people will get mad and, you know, they'll feel like they're being ignored and things like that. So it is hard, and I feel bad a lot of times, but I got to do what I got to try to do.
Well, let's jump into this. The past. So the way I like to run things, I like to start with your past. That way we get to know how you became the man you are, the streamer you are, and the person you are. So tell us, how did you become a streamer? What's the story behind Rhino becoming a streamer? How did that all happen?
I'll tell you, I always wanted to have like people there with me while I was playing the game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. It kind of sounds weird, but I don't want to be like alone when I'm playing the game. You know what I mean? It feels a lot better if I have like somebody with me. That's why I always do multiplayer games. I'm not like a single player gamer. And you know, I'm big on the co-op and everything like that. And I always just had like, when I was growing up, one of my best friends would always come over and he would just watch me game. Like, I'd be playing PlayStation or whatever, you know what I mean? It'd be like a 2-player game. He'd be like, no, I just want to watch. You know what I mean? And he would just watch the gaming. So it was always like, I always had people that would come over to the house, even besides him, they would come over to the house and they would just want to hang out and watch video games or whatever. So it was like, as I got older, it kind of just expanded. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, I want to have people there with me giving input and, you know, being a part of the experience. You know what I mean?
Makes sense, yeah.
So that was really a big drive for me. It was never like, oh, I'm really, really good at these games, so I want to kind of like show off, which some people stream for that reason, and, you know, completely understand. Like, you're
That's that competitive level,
yeah, like you're amazing at gaming, like Shroud or, you know, somebody. By all means, you know what I mean, show off that talent, especially like Nitro.
Oh yeah,
Guy is
he's
absolute.
He's a bomb, yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. And it's like, I don't watch those kinds of streams, but I'll sit and watch him because he's so good, dude, and the way he moves through it and everything.
Yeah. It's like some people watch a stream to learn about a game. So they watch like people that are fantastic at it. They just run through people like a freight train on crack. And then some people don't want that experience. They want to watch a stream because they're looking for that environment of community.
Right.
That
and
environment
that's what
of
I always
friendship.
Yeah, that's what I always wanted to do, man, was kind of have like this online friends. You know what I mean? I've always had a lot, and it was always like, that's how I kind of look at the chat. You know what I mean? Like, these people come in all the time, and it's like, you know, those are my friends. You know what I mean? Like, some streamers might not look at that, or they might think that's kind of weird, but it's like, that's the reality of it. I mean, you see them every day, every time you stream. They're always there. They always are positive. They always have your back. You know, that's
depending on how much you stream, you might spend more time with them than you do your wife.
Yeah, you know, seriously, you know, and it's like, what is a friend? That's exactly what a friend is.
Yeah,
just because you don't,
just
because you don't know them in real life or whatever. I don't see why that would matter. You know, so it's just very attractive to me to have that kind of environment where I have these people around while I'm doing what I love to do. So
what I like to reference that feeling too is like when I used to go play airsoft, which this shirt right here, NC Kilo, is my airsoft team that I used to play airsoft with. And you know, anytime you play airsoft, you do it with a group of people all the time, every time. They've always got your back. They always say, you know, come on, man, come on, we got this. Or when, you know, I'm walking up a hill and I'm going, I'm too fat for this shit. They're like, come on, man. They're grabbing me by the arm and they're literally carrying me up the hill. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. It's kind of the same thing. It's like, you know, you're playing this game and you've got like this cheering crowd in the background going, yeah, you got this. And I'm like, I might be a bot, but let's do this.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I mean, it's the only reason why I keep playing Fortnite, because I suck at that game. Holy crap, I am garbage. But it's a lot of fun.
You're better than you were when I first met you.
Well, yeah, that was a bad day.
Games like that, it all is about repetition, though. You got to get out there and keep grinding it out, man.
Yeah, getting those buttons memorized, learning when you got to hit the 1 button or the 3 button. That's all it is your brain making connections, and they start firing quicker the more you do it. That's what it is.
Memory. You got to get that button memory.
Yeah, I bet that's what Nitro does. Is he's got that shit on lockdown. Like it's
Well,
just
he grinds, bro, and that's what a lot of
Mhm.
people don't like understand by the term grind. Okay, it's like a grind is like you keep going, even if you don't want to play anymore. Keep going. You got to keep going through it. It's like the same thing. Luna's open in the window. It's the same thing like for people that go out and they work out all the time, right?
Mhm.
The best days to go to the gym are the days you don't want to go to the gym. You go through it, you muscle through it or whatever. It's the same with that kind of gaming. You know what I mean? I was talking to Y8. He's a beast too, if you know who Y8 is. And I was like, dude, you know, I don't know how you don't get burnt out on this every freaking day. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, this is like my bread and butter. This is how I make my money. You know what I mean? And everything. And I'm like, you know, I can understand that. But it's like, geez, you know, some people, they would get really burnt out on it and they wouldn't play good. But guys like that, they'll be out there performing top notch. You know what I mean? And
one of the interviewees we had on here, Bartel, he plays like 8 to 10 hours a day on Fortnite.
That's insane, dude.
I can't. I'm lucky if I make it 2 hours, and I'm sitting there like, God, I want to throw my computer through a window.
Yeah, seriously.
Some days you barely make it through 2 games, and you're like, all right, I'm done. Time to switch
all right, let's move on to the next game. So like, thanks.
But see, that's where they'll have that dedication, and they'll put that loss, they'll put that rage out, and they'll be like, all right, let's move on to the next one and improve upon what I just failed on. You know,
I think
and it's constantly improving.
One of the earliest decisions I ever made in my life was when I was about 4 or 5. I decided I would never be a competitive gamer.
Young decision right there.
Yeah, I learned early on playing 7-Up on Sega. I don't have the patience to be a competitive gamer at anything ever at all. I don't have that patience.
When I was younger, man, I was into it. Like they had competitive for Left 4 Dead, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, they had a Cal League for Left 4 Dead for a little bit until it folded. But
I never knew that.
But yeah, dude, I was into the Left 4 Dead competitively for a little bit, and then I also did Battlefield 3, and that was my freaking game right there, man. But it was like the way that it was competitive there was it wasn't individual competitiveness, it was team-based competitiveness. So you'd have a certain amount of people in your team, and then it would be bracketed tournaments and everything like that. And
that wouldn't be too bad. I get more into games when I'm with a group of like a party of people.
Right.
So like with one game I play, Here's the Storm, me and my family play it. We've been playing it for almost 7 years now. And the reason I've been able to keep doing that is because I play with them when I play. So it's a lot more enjoyable. You know, most of the time we're just cracking up half drunk playing it, but I mean, that's
still having a good time. That's what it's all
having
about.
Having a fantastic time. Yeah.
Ryan,
So
what's going on?
Okay,
man?
so tell us some more about you. So let's see. What's your favorite color? Your favorite number? What are those two things?
Favorite color? I'd say like green or blue.
Okay, that's acceptable. We had one person say gray, and it blew my mind. I'm like,
gray? That's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, like if it's like Battleship gray, maybe, you know, that's kind of a cool color, but
yeah, like makes you think maybe he was in the Navy for a long time, right? Like,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Lots of gray.
I had a green car, and right now my car is wrapped in like a blue. So, yeah,
works. What's your lucky number? What number gets you going?
48.
Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson, though.
Isn't he? Isn't that his number? NASCAR 48.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
What's your favorite vacation spot?
Man,
this tells a lot about a person for those watching.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been on vacation in a long time.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Now, let's go this route. If you could go anywhere right now, right this second, your bags are packed, your tickets in your hand, what's the destination?
I'm going into the mountains, probably.
Mountains, okay.
Yeah, a nice cabin with like a stream next to it. Maybe go fishing there a little bit. Have some trails and stuff like that. Yeah, that would be where I'd be.
That's good, because where I would pick would be any beach. It wouldn't matter, just a beach.
Well, here's the thing. When I grew up, my family had a house at the beach, so I spent every summer all the time at the beach. So I'm beached out.
I got you. What would your place be, Todd?
If I had to pick a place, I'm not 100% sure. I'd do something sort of like
most
possibly like a
indecisive
third
man on
world
the
type
planet.
country. Yeah. So I'd have to do some place type of like a Paris or something unique,
Paris wouldn't be bad.
you know,
A lot of history.
because
Prime, man,
I'm
drop
out in
1,200
Minnesota
stars.
here,
Lex
man. We're out in
Tacos.
the
Bro, thank you,
plains,
my man.
and
Appreciate
we're
the
out.
1,200
I mean,
tacos.
you can see for miles, it's so
You
flat.
give me a good cow and a good place to eat some hay, and I tell you what, by golly, we got us a nice vacation. Take a goddamn tail out yonder. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Tacos is
Well, and
funny.
then it'd be a place I haven't been either, ever before. So that'd be
Now,
kind of
Paris,
nice.
Paris is nice. What about you, Angel? You got a ticket in your hand. Your bags are packed. Where are you going?
It's good stream color, Vanessa. That's
I went
why.
back to Colorado. I like staying up in the mountains. We have a
Colorado.
rental house.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We have a
That's
rental
nice.
house to go to out there, right next to a national park.
Mhm.
Oh, trying to go missing.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the 411.
All right, Rhino. How did you come up with White Rhino 9? Where did the White Rhino come from? Obviously, you're not a rhino. You don't have a horn coming out of your nose.
I got a bit of a horn.
I mean, do you just run around charging your wife, going?
Go around charging her maybe, but when I was always coming up in the gaming world, the best guys or the coolest guys or the most known guys always had these short, unique names. It was always something simple like Probe,
Purple
what I
Ranger,
mean?
Blue Ranger, Red Ranger.
Things like that. You know what I mean? Things that would stick out, that was easy to remember, easy to read. You know what I mean? Those were always like the top-notch guys from what I remember. You know what I mean? Playing games.
Makes sense.
And I used to be Red Commie. That was my name for a long time. Was Red Commie. And my nephew recommended I use that name. So I was like, all right, yeah, that's a cool name. So I did that. And I'd be playing a lot of first-person shooters, so it kind of went along with some of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to play a game called Delta Force 2.
Wait, what's that?
Delta Force 2.
Delta Force Land Warrior. Oh my god, I love that game. Sorry, go ahead.
Bro, yeah.
I haven't heard that forever.
Bro, I used to be a beast at that game. So
Yes.
that Red Commie name, if you remember, there used to be a lot of cheaters in that game. And
Oh, a ton.
yeah, I would join lobbies. I used to always play in Blind Alley, which was the Team King of the Hill server.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd join that fucking server, and there would sometimes be like 4 or 5 people in there with the name Red Commie.
Red Commie, yeah.
Cheating. You know what I mean? Flying around in the sky, shooting grenades down at people, teleporting around, doing all kinds of bullshit to make me look like an asshole and make me look like a cheater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then they had a program, it was called Lacey, I think it was. And you could like hack your name so that it was like special characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that shit. That way you know who the real Red Commie was. But it was still to the point where hackers started doing it. And it would never be identical because they would try to emulate it, you know what I mean? But it was still like, all right, I'm getting sick of this. So I was like, all right,
I remember when that name generator first came out, like everybody was trying to stop it. And then at some point it just like tripped over and everybody's like, who gives a crap? It's a name. Just let them do it. Nobody cares anymore. And then you had like,
cool.
it looked like the rainbow on the player list. When you hit tab, it was like the rainbow. It was just everybody had their name colored. But man, I used to think that like when that first came out and people started doing that, I used to think, man, he must be great. Like that must be like the best player ever because his name's like 800 different colors. Like,
right. You're like, how did they do that? Yeah.
You must be a developer, bro. Like, talk to me. How do you do this?
Exactly.
Teach me
That's
your
what people
ways.
would think. Yeah. And if you're a really good player and then they see that, they're like, oh yeah, like that's somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now you just realize you're like, oh, you were just a douchebag.
Dude, so many people hated me in that game. Honestly, they really did.
Oh, I was the guy that would have like the spray and pray saw on top of the hill in the desert map, spraying down on their spawn point, and as soon as you spawn up, you're just getting bullets in you left and right.
Yeah, bro.
It was people hated me. I was a salty player back then.
Yeah, yep, exactly. So I'd be
And
sitting there like
in chat
56
like,
and 5 and shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they hate it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
and
I
I'm
could
just
even
sitting
run
there
around.
I'm like,
You can even run around in the zone now with the saw.
Yeah,
It's like 200
you could,
rounds. You know what I mean? There's no recoil. It's just like da 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 da. You know, lay them out. But
and then you got like 800 kills and 5 deaths, while the next person's got like 60 kills and 8,000 deaths. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And dude, and it'd be great too because you'd see the kill feed and it would just be red commie, red commie, red commie, red commie, red commie, red commie. And that's
God,
why people. And that's why
Ah.
people probably thought I was a cheater. You know what I mean? And started doing that shit. But
Man, I miss those days. Those were
But
Fun.
anyways, then I wanted to change my name, and I was trying to come up with a good name. I can't even remember the names that I was playing around with, but just simple little names like that. I was watching the news, or I wasn't even watching the news, but I always have my TV on when I was gaming as background noise. And the news was on, and they were like reporting on that there was like 15 white rhinos left in existence or something like that. And I was like, White Rhino? I was like, that's a cool freaking name. You know what I mean? I was like, White Rhino, I like that. So I go and I tried to use White Rhino, and it was like, it wasn't even in that game, it was in another game. And it was already taken, and I was like, shit, it's already taken. So I was like, what could I do? I was like, I don't want to do White Rhino 01, because then that's like I'm number 1. So I was like, I'll just do 09. Just randomly, you know what I mean? So I just did the 09. The 09 is just completely random, has no significance in any kind of way.
I thought maybe something great happened in 2009.
No, a lot of people think that. Unfortunately, it's nothing.
We're as,
you know
we're
what I
as
mean?
old as you are, 1909. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought something-
right. No, I'm 35. I'm not that old.
Well, dang, now I actually feel old because I'm almost as old as you. Okay.
There you go.
Didn't see that coming.
How old are you?
31.
Oh, okay.
I'm
See, you're
right
younger than
behind
me,
you.
so now I feel old.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. So, how long have you been streaming?
So on Facebook, a little over 2 years now.
Mhm.
And then before that, I was on Twitch for, I'll say a year, probably less than a year. And other than that, I used to just make videos using Fraps back in the day.
You were using Starbucks?
Fraps?
Yeah, Starbucks, Frappuccinos.
No, no. Yeah, there's a program called Fraps, or you could.
Fraps.
That was the old school way of doing it, man. You could record your gameplay and everything using that, and it'd be really harsh on your computer. But
You see, what I used to do is I would play the Sega, and my brother would stand behind me with that big box VHS recorder.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
how, that's how a lot of the early YouTube guys actually started out.
Well, this was because we kept getting stuck on like Donkey Kong missions and the 7-Up missions and just any game we got stuck on. So we'd do that and then record it and then like try to get better at it. It was mostly him, and then I was the guinea pig playing because I didn't care about getting better. I just cared about playing. He wanted to get better at it, so I was like, "Well, look, I'll play. You videotape. We're good."
That's funny.
Yeah, that was that was the beginning. So you're the oldest, and let me finish before you like jump down my throat about this, but you're the oldest Facebook streamer in reference to length of service that we have interviewed. So what are the major differences that you've seen, and what's it been like streaming on Facebook for almost, I guess 2 years, and then streaming in total for 3 years almost? What are the major differences you've seen?
I mean, Facebook has grown in leaps and bounds as far as what they give you access to do and like functionality and the dashboard and everything like that. That's all improved a lot, and it seems like they're really dedicated to making this a great platform. Now, it has gotten super saturated, I'll say. And I don't want to say saturated because, a lot of people streaming, that's, a thing. But compared to what it used to be, there wasn't as many people streaming, so the people that would stream on here got a lot more viewers, obviously. You know what I mean? And the way the algorithm used to be and everything like that. But I mean, I'm not complaining about that by any means. I have no complaints for myself, but I have complaints for people that are starting new on Facebook, and I see them struggling, and they're good content creators, and you got these other guys that are just sitting there streaming.
Yeah, not doing anything.
Not doing anything, not even talking to their chat or anything, and it's like, dude, no offense, but why are you streaming, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're kind of taking...
You're not getting the point.
Yeah, you're kind of like taken away from somebody that really wants to do this, man. Really wants to talk to their chat, and really want to be.
And one thing that you mentioned, people are coming. A major thing is with Corona out, nobody's going out of their home right now, so everybody's like, "Well, hey, let's try the streaming thing."
True. Yeah. True. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like every day I hear of like people are like, "Yeah, I'm starting streaming. I'm starting streaming," and it's like, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, but it's just like, why? Why do you want to start streaming? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to start streaming because you see people making revenue and like making money from it, please don't start streaming, because it's like you're gonna get your heart broken for one, because it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go right away. It takes a lot of time. If you look right now, on Facebook alone, I've got over 3,500 videos. Like, so until you get 3,500 videos out there, Don't be like, oh, I'm not getting viewers or people don't come by and stuff like that. Like, it's a grind, dude. It takes a lot of time.
Like you were saying
Repetitive.
earlier, even when you don't want to do it, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to have that schedule. You have to have that presence.
Yeah.
People need to see your beautiful face and actually want to look at your beautiful face.
True. Absolutely. You get,
Which I still don't understand why people watch me.
well, it's honestly, dude, a lot of streaming is personality. You know what
It
I
is
mean?
100%. Yeah.
And that's why some of these guys are really struggling. You know what I mean? I can think of one streamer that I tune in from time to time, and I feel bad for this guy because he's been streaming for a long time. No, this is nobody in the community knows. He's been streaming for a long time, and he's salty. I can tell he's salty when he streams because he sees other guys that start out playing the same game he's playing, and they get ahead of him. You know what I mean? And he's salty about that, and he's like, "Oh, you know, they're buying views and they're doing this and all of that." And it's like, bro, would you sit and watch your own stream? Would you sit there?
You need to take that personal evaluation.
Yeah. Would you sit there for 2 hours and would you really watch yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is a huge thing I tell to a lot of guys is if you can't sit and watch your own stream, why would you expect anybody to? And that's one of the best ways you can improve your stream because it's like when you're sitting there and you're watching it and you don't like it or you don't find it entertaining or whatever, that's what you change. That's where you go in and try to make an improvement.
I told people before, and I'll continue saying it till I stop streaming. People watch streams for one of three reasons. One, you're a competitive gamer. People want to know how to play the game better, and they like watching you win. Two, they like your personality. You may be the ugliest sumbitch on the planet, but if you've got a personality that can win over a hot chick, let me tell you, you're going to get viewers.
Yep.
Number three, you're probably gorgeous.
Probably, yeah.
That's not me.
You got some chest showing, maybe. No offense to you ladies streamers out there, but why is it that your boobs are always on the stream?
I will also say this, and I agree with that statement you just made. I agree 100%. So does my wife. But I've seen there's a guy, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he's been streaming for 3 months. And I caught one of his streams because I looked and I saw his webcam image and I looked at him. I was just like, what are they doing? A model runway show on a stream now? I got to check this out. So I clicked it and I was just like, dude, you're a horrible gamer. You have no personality. You don't talk. But this dude had like 400 viewers and 99% of them were women. And I was just like, I get why he's doing this. I get it now. I understand.
That? Oh, because he was good looking?
It was like, okay, just, man to man here. The dude looked like he came out of a GQ magazine.
Bro, I think I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I know. I saw, dude. I thought the same thing. I was just like, I don't get it. And then I looked at the comments, and they're like, he's so hot. Tell me.
And then you get it. You understand 100%. Yeah, because like I've watched a couple of the opposing gender on Twitch, and I'm like, why are you streaming? And then I see the comments. I'm like, okay, this makes sense now. This makes total sense. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, there's three reasons people watch somebody stream. And that it'll always be that way, and I'm gonna stick by it 100%. So, all right. So moving on to the next thing before I get myself in trouble. What got you started? On GTA RP specifically? Because I know I've watched you myself play plenty of games, but obviously GTA is where the bread and butter is. So, what got you started on that?
I used to watch. I never watched anybody on Facebook. I'll be 100% honest. I did not watch any GTA 5 role players on Facebook. I watched roleplay on YouTube and not live, videos of roleplay, and from a specific group of individuals that do it. JMS Films, I think it is, JWS Films or something like that, right? Yeah. And these guys do freaking hilarious roleplay. You know what I mean? Like I would sit here freaking crying, dude. Crying, laughing for like hours, you know what I mean, watching their role play. And
back 2017, they were doing the skits.
Yeah. And dude, I would just be like, man, I can't imagine, going around and playing like this and acting like you're some freaking guy and being that into it. Like it seems so embarrassing and ridiculous. Like I was like, there's no way I could ever do something like that. You know what I mean? This is when I did all simulation games, And man, I would watch that shit, and it was just so damn funny. And the funniness isn't what got me into it. I was playing a game called Flashing Lights, And
yeah.
remember that?
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
really liked the police aspect of it. I thought it was really cool, but it was so lacking. And then I
Mhm.
caught on Facebook, I caught somebody playing LSRPD or whatever it is. Okay, the police mode for GTA, not even roleplay. And I was like, that's really cool. I got GTA. I should see about that. And I mixed that up with 5M.
hmm
I thought it was the same thing, you know? So I downloaded 5M and I was just going to jump into like a server. And I joined a server and I was like, what the? Like, I have no idea what to do. There's no explanation in here. And nobody's cool or wants to be helpful. You know what I mean?
Somebody probably robbed you within the first 10 minutes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, and it's like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. What do you mean, give you my stuff? How? Like,
Tell me what muscle that is, please.
yeah, muscle. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even know any of that terminology. What do you mean, my muscle? Why muscle? What
You're
the
sitting there
fuck?
pulling out your real wallet, like, I mean, I guess I could give you my 10. I mean, I don't know how to give it to you. Where do you live? I'll mail it to you.
So anyways, yeah. So then I joined another server and spawns you out. It was so stupid. Spawned you out in the middle of like nowhere, just random spawn server. You know what I mean? And it spawned me like out in the woods, and I'm like, all right, I got to run into the city, and I'm running, and I go down this road, and a freaking mountain lion jumps out and kills me. So I was like, all right, you know what? Quit, and I left that server, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna rent a server and learn how to play this and what I'm doing, and so I understand, and then I'll join a server, and you know, I'll be able to go out and play with these people that actually know what they're doing.
It'll make more
And-
sense.
And then, you know, that's how the server started, as a 10-slot server, and I was like, I'm just gonna whip this together real quick for people, for myself and other people that watch my stream to learn how to roleplay on, and then we'll go out there and do it, you know.
Mhm.
And now here
And then
we
once
are.
you did, you just never went back.
Yeah, and now here we are. So
He said, F you, mountain lion. That's what I think of you.
yeah, seriously, freaking murder cats.
So where did Johnny Fingers come from? I mean, I remember. Okay, so before you answer that question, I was watching your stream a couple months ago, and you were doing this like all of a sudden. I think I was at work one day, and I was watching, and you're like, "Let's go back and look at my first couple streams for GTA." So you went back and you looked, and I remember, you know, listening to Harper talk and listening to him now, and it's like a 360 or whatever.
He used to do this Boston accent.
Yeah, and like so.
Oh, God.
Where did Johnny? I never figured out where Johnny Fingers come from. How does that work?
Bro, hand to God, I have no idea where Johnny Fingers came from.
He just popped up one day.
One day he just popped into my head like the spirit, because he was a real guy apparently. He was a piano player, I think, though.
Nice.
And,
Okay.
yeah. So, and the fingers thing comes in, you know, makes sense. Piano, you know, fingers.
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
yeah, this name, I wanted to come up with a mobster character because I would watch, and I would see other people playing real life roleplay, and the mafia always seemed to be like this cool thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, the mafia," you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to be running the server, I got to start the mafia, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, because before that, I had a cop character which had no voice, just I think it was my voice, but I might have been doing a Boston thing too.
Yeah.
I don't even think I can do it anymore because all that comes through is Johnny.
Yeah. It's just Johnny now. Yeah.
But yeah, I started out like that, and then I had I think Mad Dog came before Johnny Fingers came, and that was my biker character. And he was always brother, you know what I mean? Hey brother, how you doing, brother? And that's where Bud gets brother from, whether he tells you it or not. That's where he gets it from.
He probably won't admit that.
No, he won't. But Mad Dog was the originator of that, and I got that from my nephew actually. The whole brother thing and being a biker, because he would role play that. So so I did that, and then just wanted to do the mobster thing, like I said, and I was trying to like think like what would a mobster's name be, and dude, Johnny Fingers just came out of nowhere into my head. Like, as weird as it is, I really can't explain it.
It's like Vinny
heard
Two
it-
Toes.
Never heard the name before or anything, you know what I mean?
You can come up with any mobia, mobia. You can come up with any mobia name just by taking a digit, a number,
Mobia name.
and Johnny or Jimmy. So like you could be like Johnny Four Toes or Jimmy Two Fingers or Johnny
That's pretty
Johnny.
true. Johnny One Arm.
Johnny, when I made Vinny Two Toes, there was I can't remember. I think it was Angel and her character Veronica asked me, "How did you or do you have two toes? Where did that come from?" I'm like, "What do you like?"
Two toes.
Yeah, maybe I've got two toes. Maybe I don't have two toes. I mean,
That was funny.
who knows? So, Johnny Fingers out of nowhere. What? Okay, so what's been your favorite GTA RP character out of all these characters you've made?
I mean, I really like Johnny.
You think he's
He's yeah. I mean, I play him all the damn time, and there's plenty of other other characters I'd like to roleplay. I have other ideas, but I never do them because it's like, well, I'm gonna do Johnny, or people want me to do Joey now.
Wait, Joey.
Oh, Joey,
on.
Joey
Joey?
Legs, how you doing? Yeah, my old man character.
I don't think I've met Joey yet.
Goddamn teenagers, they're always bugging me.
I can honestly say I've seen you stream Joey, but I've never actually ran into Joey on the server or anything yet.
Yeah, Joey's a piece of work. And then obviously we got Buddy Guy, and I really like doing Buddy Guy too. He's a good character to do. He's fun. And Becky Byers. I mean, I love doing Becky Byers, but
I've
I've
heard
done Becky
Yolanda.
for a long time, man.
I was gonna say I've heard she's kind of dropped off a little bit and
I haven't played
gone into
her. I haven't played her in the new server, so I mean that just goes to show you it's been months, dude.
Now, is there?
Becky and Yolanda. Them two always used to make me laugh. It was Becky and Yolanda.
Hell yeah, dude. They were a
They
dynamic duo.
just the crazy stuff.
I always would say there was like no better duo. Like there's no better two people that could be like together. It was like Becky and Yolanda. Like when they would go out there, because they would just bounce off of each other the whole freaking time, man. You know what I mean? It was just so good.
Question from my personal experience with you. So why was it with Jimmy Main? Did he always end up dying by Johnny at the end of every episode we had together? He always came up with some reason to kill me. Like I never. You killed me and two other people with a
Jimmy
knife.
was such a good character too, dude. He was such a good voice and everything. It was such a good character. You should have kept that going.
Yeah, Jimmy was awesome. I've got my problem is it's like I've got so many different personalities that I've created over my life.
You can never sit still, dude. You can never sit still.
I can't do it. It's just it's not in me. It's not in my system.
No, but I get that though. I get that though.
Because I mean, look how long Bubba's lasted me now. He's been around for 4 months, 5 months. He's been around since January. I don't know. My time's getting away now. I got a newborn, but however many months it's been since January. Was this July?
No, this is August.
This
There you
is
go.
August,
See?
so you're
I don't know
in.
what day it is anymore. Like I don't know. I've been out of work for 6 weeks. I don't have a clue what day it is. But yeah, I mean, Bubba's been around for almost 8 months now. I mean, so I'm getting better at it. You know, I'm getting better at keeping him around.
Yeah. No, but I can understand, like, because you get like an idea, and you get excited about it, and then you want to run to that, and then you want to run it. You know, like, I could totally get that. You know.
Yeah, and before this whole RP experience, I'd been able to
Bradley,
create
my
these
man, what's going
ideas
on,
in my
brother?
mind of these different characters because I've done other RP stuff, but I've never had a digital platform to actually make them come to life. So that was really cool for me when I
Yeah.
first started GTA. It's like, okay, now they're becoming real. And so all these different creations, because I've got like 80 different voices I can do, which is just fun to do.
So you
It's
got
like-
all these things that you were excited about.
Yeah,
to do.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I totally get that.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's move on to the next thing. What kind of jobs have you done in your life? So obviously you show off your vinyl work. You know, tell us about all these different jobs you've done in your past.
All right. Let me start. We'll start back at the beginning. So, when I was in 12th grade, I went to tech school for masonry.
Okay. Didn't know that. That just wow.
Yep. And then I got out of school and with a buddy of mine, we went and we got a job at a company, and the company sucked. So we left on our
As you-
lunch break, and we went over to another company, and we joined that one, and it was freaking awesome. So we got hired.
Don't you like, hey, you want a banana sandwich? I got one over here at Walmart.
We were like, hey, we're gonna go to the gas station and get some slushies. We'll be back. We never went back. But we joined this other company. It was awesome. I did that for about a year and a half. I loved it. I was moving up in the company and everything. And then I met a girl.
Yeah, that happens.
And then I'd start calling off work and everything, you know. And one thing led to another. Obviously, I get fired.
Nice.
So my mom
Nice.
had a company. She had a like a car transport company, but it wasn't like it would be like driving vehicles from
Mhm.
place to place, right?
Like
So
dealership to dealership or whatever.
well, yeah, but like state to state even. So I'd
Oh,
be
okay.
driving cars from like Pennsylvania to New Jersey, and then I get a car from New Jersey and drive it back to Pennsylvania. And it was really cool. It paid really well. You know what I mean? You could get like $100 to drive that car down there, and then you get $100 to drive the car back, and they'd have one ready for you and everything. And it was like, shit, this is great. You know what I mean? I'm down with this. So
And this was in the 60s, right?
yeah, right. So that was what was that in the the 2000s, and then I did that for a long time, just because it was like my mom's business. It was easy to do, you know what I mean? And I did that for a long time, and then I started. My sister does hair cutting, and she said, "Hey, I was cutting the hair for this guy who owns a tint shop." And he said that he's like looking for somebody to learn how to do like tint and stuff like that. Are you interested? And I was like, wow, actually, that would be kind of cool. You know what I mean? Just to learn a trade, you know, I can still do what I'm doing and then do that too. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go. So I went and started doing that, and I loved it. And that kind of took over. You know what I mean? I didn't really care about doing the driving so much anymore. I was like, I'm just going to focus all on this. So I started really focusing on that, and I've been doing that for like 13 years now, you know, window tint, vinyl, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so without telling us like step by step here, just how does that like? So if okay, I have a Ford Fusion 2019 right outside this wall right here, right? If I wanted to put tint on the windows, what would be the best way to do that?
Go on Google, find a window tinter, and have them do your car.
I like it. You know what?
Don't do it
I'm just
yourself.
gonna be real with you,
Don't do
brother.
it
I'm just
yourself.
gonna be real. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
This is how I explain it to people all the time. It's like, look, I'm kind of like a jack of all trades. I could do my own plumbing and shit. Is it gonna be as good as a real plumber doing it? No, not at all. I have my buddy's a master plumber, and he'll come and laugh at the shit that I do. You know what I mean? So that's how I try to compare it. It's like, yeah, you can do it yourself, but is it gonna be good? Do you have a nice car? Do you care about how it looks? Do you care about how long it's gonna last? You know what I mean? Do you really want to do the time to do a shitty job? So
Well, that was-
honestly, it's a lot of times it's better because it can be difficult to do window tinting if you're not.
That was the whole reason I did the stream, was to ask you that question. Now that's over. I guess we're good.
All right, brother.
So,
Right on, man. I'll find somebody. I can recommend somebody in your area. I got connections.
yeah,
so.
thanks. Appreciate it. You know, I did this whole
Wiz, what's going
guideline
on,
for
brother?
3 hours just for that one. Quit now.
Appreciate it. Wiz, good
So
to see you.
tell
bro.
us about your family. Tell us about your family. I know a lot of people know a lot about your wife because I think she used to stream, right?
Yeah. She still does once a week on Saturdays, and I'll tell you, bro, this is gonna be something you'll be able to check out here soon. And if you want to do like early testing and stuff, you can do that too. She runs an indie game studio, and they're about to put out a game called Crystalla. Yeah, so I have
Sounds like a fancy wine.
right. I have the demo, the first alpha demo on my desktop right here to play it, but it's like what's the best way to play it? Have you ever heard of Dark Souls?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a game similar to like how you play Dark Souls, but except it's like with cats. But not like cats, but like cats that like are like humans. You know what I mean? Like they walk around. I forget there's a name for it.
So like the play and Broadway cats, kind of.
Yeah,
cats.
there you go. And they're like warrior cats basically. And it's kind of like a RPG kind of
furry?
game. And yeah, it's gonna be something that furries are into for sure. But
No, it sounds good. It really does. It sounds
bro, I'm telling you, it's really freaking cool so far, man. You got to go check out the page, Astro Clock Tower Studios.
good. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna write this down.
Yeah.
And I'm not bullshitting. I'm writing this down. Hang on.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's-
write it down. I'm telling you, because if you want, you can get in, you know, to do game testing with it and everything. She's got a bunch of people from the community who have already, you know, you got to sign
How you spell
paperwork and stuff. But Astral, Astral, and then
Okay.
just Clock Tower Studios.
Oh, okay.
And they have a streaming page, and then they have the regular dev page. But when they do streams too, what they'll do is they'll stream working on the game,
Mhm.
and then they'll stream like playing community games and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
But I gotta give a little
Check that out.
pitch about that because it's a big deal. She's so dedicated to it, man. She spends so much time on it, and the game is really starting to look really freaking cool. It's gonna be a game kind of
Really?
like similar to like Diablo or stuff like that, if you're familiar with those kind of games.
I've always been a big believer
Breezy, my
that
man, what's going on,
game
brother?
developers are
I got
artists
Breezy
in their
and
own
Wiz in the
sense
chat?
because
No
they
way.
are literally
to see you
creating
guys.
an art form, and this is their. I mean, their game is their art,
Yeah,
obviously.
yep.
So it's really cool. It's like you're creating something, and it's for people's enjoyments, for people's. They're going to spend their time on it. Like it's something to cherish, really, because gaming used to be looked down on. Now it's looked up on because people used to think it, it'd rot your brain, it'd ruin your eyes, you'd strain your eyes from getting too close to the TV.
Right, yeah, for sure. All that crap. You know what I mean?
believe
If
me,
you're a
gaming has
nerd. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And now
Anthropomorphic,
nerds
there you go.
literally rule the world. So screw all you jocks that said that I was gonna amount to nothing. My teacher, when I was in high school, because I used to be competitive in Quake 3 Arena, and I skipped school one day to do a Quake 3 tournament. Now my dad knows that. Sorry, Dad. I don't think you knew that.
Indie Gamer, what's
But
going on,
anyways,
brother?
I came back. He found out about it. And he's like, if you continue down this road, you're never
No,
going
this is
to
a close
amount to
podcast.
anything. Well, hey, I've got a part-time job streaming, so screw you.
There you go, exactly.
My
Right.
teacher always used to catch us looking out the windows. Oh, you ain't gonna get paid to look out the window.
You're
Oh,
looking
I
in
drive,
the window.
I,
there you
I,
go.
I drive truck, so
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to look out the window. You know?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, telling people you'll never amount to anything because they're doing something they love was always the dumbest thing I ever heard someone say. If you're doing something you love, trust me, there's a way to make money doing it
And you're gonna
There's-
do it better
Oh,
than
yeah.
anybody else doing it if you're passionate
Because-
about it. And
because
that's
you love doing it. You want it to be right. You want it to be good.
yeah.
It's-
If
that's-
you're solely motivated by money, it's like, yeah, you're gonna go so far. You're gonna do good, sure. Especially depending on how greedy of a person you are, which probably isn't a great way to really, grade yourself. But if you're doing something because you're really passionate about it, you love to do it, you're in it in all aspects of it. You know what I mean? You know it up, down, left, and right. You're gonna really put out. You're gonna produce really good stuff. If you're
Mhm.
doing music, if you're making video games, if you're doing art, whatever it is you're doing, you know what I mean? And that's why I was so successful at like doing window tinting and vinyl, because I loved it. I was passionate about it. I was constantly trying to improve myself at it. Constantly, telling myself like I'm the best. You know what I mean? And if I'm gonna be the best, I gotta keep up in my level, staying above
Mhm.
anybody else.
And you got to keep that drive. The drive is everything.
Yeah, for sure. So
So, how has streaming on Facebook been for you as far as growth, community, etc.? And do you wish that you had started on another platform other than Twitch?
I'll tell you, man, on Twitch, there was a very small group that I had of like people that would stop by regularly. But
Mhm.
Facebook has been absolutely phenomenal for me. And and I feel kind of bad because I've told other streamers like, yo, stream on Facebook, man, it's so great. And then they don't really get the same turnaround that I've had. And I'll feel bad about that. But
My
man,
thing is that like you shouldn't even though like okay, so I've even told people, hey, you should probably start on Facebook because they have a higher percentage growth. They have less streamers, which means the viewers have less streamers put their eyes on, which means you have a better chance to shoot up. Some
Right.
of the people even I've told since November are still struggling to get that even first initial bump.
right.
I look at it like this. Everything you do in life is a risk. Every chance you take could either succeed or fail. That's on you to either push or keep pushing or give up on. I can help you
Straight
get
up.
started. I can try and send people your way, but you have to create that content. You have to be the reason they stay. If you're not, I can't feel bad because I've still got to do my thing. I've still got to, create content my way. And I'll even give you advice of how I do it. But it's just, it's up to you,
Yeah.
the streamer,
100%.
to drive your stream. It's only going to ever be as successful as you make it.
Yep.
That,
100%.
sorry,
100%.
that's my thing. So, I mean, okay, let me ask you this though, because YouTube's always been kind of a big deal. Do you wish that you maybe had started on YouTube? Have you ever thought about that?
I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I stream to YouTube. And the only reason I stream to YouTube is because I have viewers that like to sit and watch the stream from their couch, and they have an app on their TV for YouTube, and bada bing, bada boom. So they're like, Rhino, I enjoy doing that, so it's there for them. And I'm growing that at the same time and getting subscribers over there, but I don't really care about it.
Yeah, it's there for
Honestly.
the convenience of your fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
You don't actually expect it to ever be like your primary platform.
Yeah, no.
I got you. So I mean,
I think YouTube's good for videos, live streaming.
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp.
yeah, that's kind of my opinion on it. So now, do y'all have anything y'all want to add to the past before we move on to the present?
I don't.
I don't think I do either. You covered pretty much what I was thinking.
I was just going to say, too, I do have a stepdaughter, Acacia.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. She's
Okay.
9. She's turning 10. So
Nice.
she's
Same
an
age as my
amazing kid.
oldest.
What was that?
Sounds like
Same age as my oldest son.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Caden. He's 9. He'll be 10 in September.
Nice. I guess he was doing the whole internet thing, too, now.
Mm.
I guess they're all
So-
doing that.
yeah. What games are you currently streaming?
Well, I'll tell you, for a long time there, bro, I was really stuck on just GTA. And I was away because I used to be a really multi-game streamer. You know what I mean? I used to be all over the place. And GTA has just sucked up so much time from running the community, running the server, doing streams of it, and everything like
I
that.
believe it.
It's a lot. So, it's like if I'm not streaming, it's not because I'm like, watching TV. I'm sitting here going through messages, and I got to go on the server, and I got to tweak things. I'm constantly watching streams from the server to see it from other people's point of views, to see what I got to try to improve upon, what I got to tweak, you know what I mean? All of that stuff. So that's really taken over, and it's like, man, I got to get back to the streams. So today I was doing some zombie roleplay because there's been a lot of people out on the zombie server lately. So I've been out there with those guys, been pushing some updates for that. Now, right before we started the podcast, I was playing American Trucking Simulator, which is the first game I streamed on Facebook. That's how I built my community, was on that game. And then Farming Simulator, that was another big game that I used to play a lot, and I want to get back into that. I was watching my man Raya playing yesterday, and he had the coolest mod in the world where it was like they were like taking a front end loader into a cave and like pulling rocks out of it and loading into dump trucks and shit, and then they were taking it to a job site. And apparently it's like part of like a road making mod. So I was like, dude, that's freaking amazing. Like, I want to go play that.
I didn't even know that was the thing until you just mentioned
Bro,
it.
I didn't know either until I saw him doing it. And I was like, yo, I got to get in on this, right? And then
Todd, is that one of the 9,000 mods you have on your server?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So all the mods you have,
No.
the one when you
Do
don't
you know
have.
of that one? Do you know of that?
Of the mining part of it?
Yeah. Or the road making or whatever the hell it was?
The construction part of it, the mining and that stuff is new to the farm sim.
Okay.
I don't remember. It came out a while back. I don't know how long ago for sure, but it's fairly new yet.
Yeah, I
No,
wanna check
the
that
one
out.
we have, we just do straight farming basically.
Yeah, out in the fields and everything like that, which is fun. It's a really great, relaxing game, especially if you got a bunch of people to play.
We've started doing Simulator Saturday, Todd and I, and so we started with Satisfactory, which I don't know if that's simulated, but I mean it's real enough to
It's
me to
pretty
be
much.
simulated.
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
Yeah, it is. We call it simulate or what do we call it? Hang on, Satisfying Saturday with Satisfactory. There we go. That's a tongue.
Say that 10
That's
times
funny.
real fast.
That's
Say that
funny.
fast, yeah. And then the last 2 weekends we've been doing Farming Simulator, and I'm sorry, Todd, I gotta put you on blast here. So we cut down these trees. Okay, we cut down these trees, right? Which normally is not a big deal. Cut them down, get them out of the way, chop them up, sell the wood chips. Life is good, right? I look over and I just hired a guy to start cultivating the plot that we're cutting the trees next to, right? So he's going this way, trees are this way, they shouldn't hit each other, right? Well, I come back this way, all of a sudden there's a
Tree falls in
giant
front of him.
crater in plot 21, and I'm like, what have you done? Like, I left you alone for 5 minutes.
What do you mean a crater? How do you get a crater?
He went into the landscape editing tool and
Oh god.
freaking
I
crater.
I
Tell-
actually have.
Tell him why you did it. Tell him the purpose of creating this giant China-sized hole.
Shove all the trees in it, then you cover it up. That's exactly what you do on the farm in the rednecks.
That's money. That's money.
Thank you.
I did actually get it fixed now. Thank you very much.
Also, quick question: how is simulating putting a hole to bury your trees simulating? How is that? How is that simulated? What?
Bro,
No.
I ruined a farm one time with that damn tool. It was you couldn't come back from it. I was completely broke, and there was like mountains in my field. It was terrible. My viewers probably remember, but yeah, it was bad. Mick and
So
my
so
man-
instead of just getting like a front
A year
loader and
and
just
9
pushing
months.
the trees out of the way, he
Thank you,
decided to
Micken.
create a giant hole and try to bury the trees. I'm like, I guess he's creating coal.
There you go. There you go.
I don't
We're-
know. I got
We're doing something.
That's great.
And that was like towards the beginning of the stream too, where I turned around and I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna leave that alone. And I walked away
Yeah.
from it for like half the stream.
Vanessa says exactly what you do on Real Farm.
So
Mike, my
moving
man,
on to
dropping
the next
50
thing,
stars.
how is WRO9 doing as a server and a community as a whole? How's the progress going currently?
I'll tell you, brother. There have been many ups and downs and plateaus along the journey, you know, and
Expected.
it's constantly a thing, man. I mean, I really feel like if I wasn't constantly working on it, it would fade away. You know what I mean? Now, there's a couple of things about this. I don't know how other servers advertise. You know what I mean? I don't know how people find out about them. The only way people find out about our server is from streams. You know what I mean? From watching people's streams. That's the only way they find out about it. So maybe that's part of the fault. Maybe that's, you know what I mean, an issue. Maybe we need to get it listed or something like that somewhere. But I mean, right now, I think things are pretty good. I mean, every night, you know, we got 30 plus people in there. So if we got that, I'm happy. You know what I mean? If it,
I remember when I first joined, it was around 15 to 20 people every night. So obviously, I mean, that's times 2 in the last, God, again, I don't know how many months it's been, but almost a year. I mean,
Yeah.
you've doubled in size every night. So
yeah, if we can keep it going to like that, like we'll even have nights, you know, we got like 40 something people out there, you know, but then we'll have another night and then there'll be like 25 people out there. So it fluctuates, which is understandable because people don't want to play every day or every night. They're not going to be out there playing. So that's why you got to build that big player base. And that's, you know, just constantly what we're trying to do, constantly trying to make the server unique so that it's like, why play on this server rather than these other servers?
yeah.
So
And-
that's a big thing.
I'm noticing one of the big servers that's growing right now is Aftermath. They've kind of like, I'm sure that you have people that come from there, go to there, blah blah blah.
Yep.
So and I know the answer to this, but I'm sure a lot of viewers don't. What's the relationship like between you as a server owner on 5M and the other server owners on 5M? Is there a relationship there? Do y'all know each other? Do y'all talk to each other? Do y'all compete with each other?
There's
what's that
no,
like?
I have no relationship with any server owner.
Gotcha.
I know one server owner, and that is Gigi. She has a server that she runs with her boyfriend. Awesome people, you know what I mean? Other than them, you know, there's not really any servers that I know and have like a relationship with. Other than people that are like, you know, I have my own server, you know what I mean? But I'm like, no offense to that. Like, I know you have Huggles land, you know what I mean?
It's I have it for now.
but like a big server, you know what I mean? Like bigger than my own server. No. I mean, no. Like the Aftermath guys, I don't know any of those owners. Now, I know people who play in the server and have hit me up like on behalf of the owners, which is kind of
Really?
weird because it's like, why don't you just hit me up, you know? But
It's not like some cardinal sin that y'all talk to each other.
yeah,
I mean,
you know, and that's one thing I hate, and that's one thing I really love about like podcasts where like you guys talk about GTA and stuff like that, and you have people on from more than one source, like, you know what I mean? Because it seems like right now it's so segregated,
yeah.
and I hate it. It's ugly, you know what I mean? It's like servers. If you're in one server, you look down on another server just automatically.
Yeah, that's not right.
And it's like from how I've seen it, bro, every server is 100% unique to itself.
It is. It
So
really is.
to say, oh, our server's, this and that, and your server's not, it's like, well, their server has other stuff that your server doesn't have. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Now, it's not right, but I kind of judge on servers that have poor RP
Mm-hmm.
and they call themselves like a really good RP server. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's
yeah.
servers like that, and it's like, no. Like,
I'm not.
everybody knows what your server really is. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I've said it before on stream. I'm not gonna.
You know what I mean? So,
I have very high opinions about certain servers that don't need to be aired in public.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Just out of respect.
We're,
Just
we're
out
on
of
the same
respect.
page.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
out
we're
of
on the same
respect.
page.
You know what I mean? So,
Here's my thing. So to add on to what you're saying from my perspective, so for instance, you have your server, right? You have a very tight knit community of people. A lot of servers don't have that.
right,
They don't get to know each other on a personal level, play other games with each other. They don't have that community aspect. A lot of servers have where you join,
Robin, I know.
you play, you leave. That's it. That's
Right.
that's the extent of how you know those people.
Right, right.
That is one thing that I try that I've worked very hard to making my stream a community, not a stream, but a community. I want the people who watch me to play games together. I want us to get to know each other. I
Right.
want us to do things together.
Right.
I want us to be an extended family of my own family.
Right.
And
You
why
don't
a
want
lot
the
of
hostility there or all of that stuff.
yeah. And so now with this podcast, on the same hand, all these people that I interview are from all different servers of GTA. They're from different competitive levels on Fortnite. They're from all these different varieties of people. And I want us all to be able to have that community feeling like, if like after this, if you wanted to reach out to me about something that we talked about, I want you to feel like you can. Same thing for everybody that I interview.
Right.
And I feel like the WR09 server has always had that kind of touch to it, that connection where I've always felt like if like I needed to reach out to Badger or if I wanted to reach out to somebody, because there was a lot of times I played Wreckfest, it gets boring by yourself. I reach out to Badger, I'm like, hey, you want to go play some Wreckfest? But he's like, yeah, give me 10 minutes. It was more like, yeah, give me 10 minutes. I'll meet you over there.
I love Badger. I love that guy. See, but yeah, bro, that's a big thing too for me. Is exactly what you're saying right there. That's why we have, when you go on the Discord, you got all of this GTA shit, all these roleplay servers, but then you got all the other game channels. And the idea is that, just like you're saying, man, especially today's Sunday Fun Day, which is a community day. You know what I mean? People go down to the one channel, they list the games that they're going to be playing today, and then you join up with those people and play the same games. All about that community, all about being tight niche and stuff. And I think that improves the roleplay situations you run into. You know what I mean? I really, bro, in my life, I've been through a lot of shit, right? And I don't like the freaking argumentative, being nasty, belligerent to each other. I'm over that shit, dude. I'm over it. And I know there's people who do that their whole life, right? I did that in my early 20s. I'm in my 30s now. I'm beyond it. You know what I mean? So when I watch these roleplay servers and like, a cop stops some guy and he's just a freaking nasty asshole. You're not playing in my server, brother, because that's not roleplay. You're just an asshole. And these guys will be like, no, dude, that's my roleplay. And it's like, okay, well, that's not the kind of roleplay that we want to do. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like fun, enjoyable roleplay. You know what I mean? Like, so.
And your community too, being so close knit like that, everybody's there to help everybody.
Yeah.
If you've got issues with equipment, if you've got whatever, I mean, there's, you, Active, Harper, just to name a few. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people in there that can frickin' give you pointers on, oh, well, this might be wrong. Or, like Cordite and Bud and them guys and stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, for setting up computers to getting into everything. You name it, somebody's experienced it.
See, and that's what I love, brother, and that's what I want to build, is like that community where it's a resource, dude. You know what I mean? And one of the new channels that Active put in when he just redid the whole Discord was he put in a thing and it was it's like community resources or something, where you list what you would do in real life and what your assets are in real life, right? Because it's like, and I try to tell people this all the time. If anybody's gonna go get some window tinting done, or if anybody's gonna go get some vinyl work done to your car, or paint protection, or any of that stuff, hit me up first. Come ask me, and if you go to the place and they tell you whatever, come reference it with me. Because like I said, I've been in this for over a decade. I've been at the most high-end shops you could be at, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you straight up how it is, And to have that across the whole community with a whole raft of knowledge of people that were in the Navy, the Army, plumbers, electricians, truckers, everybody, you know what I mean? Mechanics, whatever, you have all of that accessible to you. And that's a huge asset that a lot of other communities are missing out on because they have this detached community.
So, let me ask you this. What has been some of your favorite moments from your GTA RP experience? Do you have any of the ones that always stick out when somebody asks, what are your favorite memories of RP?
Oh, man, I have a lot of favorite memories, honestly. I mean, trying to think back through, a lot of them are with Johnny and just getting, like, crazy escapes and shit like that, you know what I mean? Where stuff would just work out perfect.
There was one where that sticks out with me about Johnny and Harper and Laney, the character that plays Officer Laney.
Yeah.
I had arrested you, Johnny Fingers, took you to jail. I can't remember exactly what you were doing. I think you robbed a bank. We got you on speeding. And then I took you to the jail cell. Well, you and Harper got in an argument. You were handcuffed, obviously. And y'all got in an argument through the jail cell. And Harper, you finally got Harper to get me to say, you know what, just open up the jail cell. I'm gonna take him out back and I'm gonna beat him. And it was like the funniest thing because I'm just sitting there in between you two, and I'm just like,
back and forth, just watching it go down.
yeah. And I've always remembered that moment. That's just one that's always kind of stuck out.
I have a couple that you just made me think of as times that Johnny would get down to a jail cell and they didn't search me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
think
honestly, I actually experienced that a couple of times when I used to play the cop thing. I would be okay. I'm gonna go down and we're gonna, just go over some of the stuff, whatever. I'm gonna kind of follow along to just brush up and make sure I know what I'm doing. At the beginning, and all of a sudden, Johnny pull out a gun and there's 8 dead people, like in the jail cell because there's nowhere to go.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. They come down and there's just bodies laying there.
One day the EMS comes down and says, well, what happened here? Yeah, well, Johnny had a gun, so and that was like all that needed to be said. Like, yeah, okay.
Then it would get called over the radio, like Johnny Fingers is in a cell with a gun, and then every cop is going to the station. Yeah.
I've been on one of those calls.
Yeah.
Johnny Fingers is mowing people down in the jail cell. Like, oh, I guess I better go to that.
Dude, it's so fun. And then Rob made the new jail cell so you can't shoot through them. I was like, damn it.
That kind of put a damper.
Yeah,
Although
that's for the best.
From a roleplay perspective, you could still pull it out and be like, y'all need to let me out or I'm going to shoot all of y'all.
Right, or I'm going to kill myself. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Because, when you're put into a jail cell, you're technically in the care of the arresting officer. So if you die, that's on his ass.
It's their liability.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's why I never felt bad about pulling the pistol out down there. Because some people will be like, "Oh, that's bad role play," and it's like, dude, no. Like, if a criminal got it, like Johnny Fingers got into a jail cell with a pistol, do you really think he wouldn't pull that shit out? Like, yeah, dude. He's gonna pull it out, try to shoot that cop, get his key, shoot his way out of that place. Like,
and I just forgot what I was gonna say.
I know how that is.
I think it's like I'm getting old because like I'll just be talking, all of a sudden it's like,
bro, over 30, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, you aren't kidding.
Oh, my wife's looking at me. I need to not be so loud because the baby's asleep now. She said,
Okay.
Yeah, don't wake Squishy up.
Yeah, don't wake the baby.
Yeah, don't wake the baby. Okay, so going on to the next thing here. Do you have any current projects that are in the works for your server that you can tell us about? That you don't want to give away? Don't tell us those, but
let me.
If you need some time to think about that, just let me know.
Well, I'm just trying to think. There are things like you said that I always want to keep secret. I I can tell you one thing is there's going to be some kind of a change coming up soon with the border and the robberies and everything like that. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to change up something about it. So just look for a change in that, I would say, is one thing. And the zombie server will keep getting updates as well, as the main server will too. But I can't say anything really off the top of my head.
Do me a favor before we move on. Give me like a quick rundown of this zombie server, because right when I took my break, you brought out the zombie server, so I still have yet to experience the zombie server.
You haven't played
you're,
the zombie server?
You're missing out, man.
Yeah,
you're missing out.
You're definitely missing out. I really can't believe you haven't been out there. You could go.
I need to
See,
try
the beauty of the zombie server is you can go role play that just 100% solo. You know what I mean? Like a guy in the end of, like an I Am Legend kind of situation. You know what I mean? But dude, it's so much fun. It really is. Like you start off, you're just a person you start off in a little designated area. You set up your character. There's a video actually on YouTube that I always recommend to everybody to watch before you join the server, just to give you a quick rundown on how things work. There's certain boxes that you can loot. You can loot trash cans, dumpsters, stuff like that. You find loot. You can loot zombies, get money off of them, some basic items. And then there's traders throughout the place where you can go and buy different items, weapons. You can buy vehicles at the car dealership. And I really just wanted to make a world. I'll tell you, my all-time favorite movie ever is Mad Max Road Warrior.
Mad Max, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's freaking so cool to me. I've seen it hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Thunderdome, you know what I mean? I love that shit, dude. Right? So I was like, I would love to make a Mad Max RP server, bro. Right? Like a wasteland kind of thing. But then I wanted to do the zombies at the same time. So I was like, what if I combine them and try to do this world where it's like, you know, you got crazy vehicles rolling around, you have like gangs of people, and then like fuel is the main
necessity.
The main necessity. And there's only one gas station, you know what I mean? You got to go to that gas station to fill up, to get all your fuel, and then have jobs that like kind of revolve around what would make sense in the world. So it's like you can be the fueler who's obviously making fuel and taking it to that one fuel station. So then that goes along with the role play as far as why that gas station has fuel. You know what I mean? So you can role play just like a daily, like your everyday life. Like if you're living in the zombie apocalypse, it's like a year in. Where are you? What are you doing? You know what I mean? You're going around scavenging.
It's the Walking Dead, basically.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, The Walking Dead. So you're going out, you're getting your supplies, you take it back to your place, your camp or whatever. You know what I mean? And you're just living your life day by day. You know, you still got to eat food.
Do you benefit from teaming up with other role players?
I mean, it's recommended that you. I tried to build the whole thing around playing with other people because it's difficult. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of zombies out there, bro.
There's a lot of zombies. Okay.
I have died multiple times.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a hard time.
The zombie server is like watching you play Fortnite.
So it's just a death fest.
Yeah, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
Okay.
All right. It's really
and that's difficult. The best thing is that's the best thing about the zombie server, like you were kind of stating, is you go out there and you can just mow down zombies. There's no, like obviously, in a real life server, you have gun rules, stuff like that. Well, in zombie apocalypse, there's not a whole lot of authority.
Yeah, you don't have to interact with zombies
to a point. A point.
Yeah, but you don't have to interact with them. You just blow them away.
Yeah. And obviously, there's still obviously the server rules and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's kind of a free range type thing.
Yeah.
Sure. And you can blow steam off so easy in there. It's
That's
good.
What I was just gonna say.
I like it.
It's a good way to blow off some steam. You know what I mean? You're playing regular role play all the time. It's kind of serious. You know what I mean? And then it's like, all right, I want to kind of like let my hair down, or so to say. So you go in the zombie server, you run around with your buddies. You don't have to be as in role as you normally would. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like a character. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could be you in the zombie apocalypse.
You're just trying to survive.
Yeah, you're just trying to survive, dude. You and your buddy are trying to survive. You're trying to get food. You're trying to kill zombies, and all of that stuff. So
this is what I'm getting. Join the GTA server, WR9. Make a character, go rob a bank, get arrested by Harper, probably shot in jail by Johnny Fingers, get pissed off, go to the zombie server, then go kill a bunch of zombies to let go of your frustrations, anger, so you can come back and try again.
100%, brother. You got it.
Okay, so you created
a revolving circle,
360 loop.
There
okay,
you go.
perfect.
Nailhead, you got it.
There you go.
Katie,
All right,
what's
so
going on, buddy?
what is Johnny's favorite pastime when not streaming?
This is gonna be lame.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
I'm working on the server.
Pretty lame.
I love it, man. I really do. I'm gonna be 100% real with you guys. I freaking love just going in and just modifying things and just creating this world, like your vision. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand that, like, your own playground, but like, it's like a public playground where you get to watch all the kids play and have fun and enjoy it. And it's like, yeah, that's because I did that. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you at least leave a spot on the side for Todd's van with the ice cream sticker on the side?
what's Todd's van with the ice cream sticker?
Oh, this
What's
is an
this all
inside
about?
type joke thing here.
So Todd,
They-
before he trimmed up
Go
his
ahead.
beard, looked like the guy that you would have in the white van going through the neighborhood. Get your free candy, kids! Come on, kids, get your free candy.
Well, it used to
You
be
wanna-
down to about here.
Do you want an ice cream van on the server? Is that what you're saying?
You just think of like this little
Yeah,
van.
it used to be down to here.
How long did it take
Stand
to
at,
grow
and
down to
just when
there?
the kids come by, I can say, "Come on, little kids, get your free candy. Come on, don't worry about it. Don't ask your parents. Just come on."
How long did that take though?
So what
To grow the beard?
Yeah,
I've been doing it for about little over 2 years now.
that's it.
Just the other,
must be nice,
Yep.
right?
and
Jesus.
it was almost 10 inches long from the center of my chin right here. And
This
just
right
the
here
other
is
day
6
when I
months.
shaved my head off, I went like this, literally. I went like this, went zip with the razor, and said, "There, I'm done."
You're
Took the end off.
crazy, bro. You're crazy.
This is 6 months of work. Okay, this is
Uh,
6 months of work. It's taken 6 months to get this.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. For me,
it
I
won't
can
get the-
only do this. I can only do the goatee.
See, I can't do that right here.
This won't really. Well, here's the thing. This is what you got to do. You got to keep shaving that.
Mm-hmm.
Keep shaving it and shaving it and shaving it and shaving it. And I know people are like, "Oh, that's not true." Whatever. It is true. It makes the difference. I didn't always have a goatee like this. You know what I mean?
Did you use those Chinese herbs?
No, I would shave just this, bro,
Come on, Rhino. You can tell me.
over and over.
Give me the
No.
inside secret. You take it out of the tube.
There's-
Just swirl your finger.
I'll tell you what some guys used to tell me what to do. They would and I thought this was the stupidest, corniest thing, and I couldn't believe men did this. And then I had somebody point it out to me about all these famous people that do it. And they fill it in, dude. They get these special pencils or whatever, and they fill it in and they make, you know what I mean? And I was like, get the hell out of here. And then they started pointing it out with all these famous people, and I was like, holy shit, you can see, you know what I mean? They don't really got hair there. They're just spray painting that shit in.
It just reminded me of those little memes you see on Facebook. It's like, I was this old when I realized this. That was his face right there. I was this old when I realized that makeup was a thing.
Dude, I was 35 years old before, or no, 33 before I realized that men were coloring in their facial hair. It was a sad day.
I'm making a meme about that after the stream. So, what's it like living in PA? You excited about the winter that's coming?
I hate the winter. I'll be real. I don't like winter. I'm a skinny guy, and I don't like the cold.
Nice.
It bothers me. Although,
It's like the perfect place for you to live then.
well, you know, PA has some really hot summers for sure, and it can be really freaking humid. And then we can have these really brutally cold winters. But sometimes it's not that bad. But I gotta balance it with the missus because she does not do well in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
She swells up in hot temperatures. So it's like we can never move southerner or
It
more
could be
south.
just the humidity. She don't want to have to like have that frizzy hair every time she walks out the
It's-
door.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. You know what I mean? So as long as she has AC, she's good. But yeah, I mean, I could live in like, you know, I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind living at a place like on the beach. That'd be freaking awesome, dude. I would live on the beach. You know what I mean? I just don't want to take my vacations there because I've already taken so many vacations there. But if I was
Gotcha.
there all the time, it'd be great. I think that'd be cool. So I would definitely like to live in a place where it's like 70 degrees all year.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal, bro. But
And I also really enjoy that laid back culture of beach life with the natives. Like it's just real laid back.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
people
for
say
sure.
when you move to the south, they're slow. They talk slow. It's real laid back. Everybody's like, "Yeah, come on in." I'm
It's
sorry,
different.
I am not inviting anybody in my house, and I know what Southern hospitality is. I don't care if you're my neighbor. You ain't coming in my house. I got guns, and I know how to use them.
Part
But-
of that slowness.
So I'm
though-
not visiting then.
Well, if I invite you, that's a different story. When you're just a random person off the street, people are like, "Oh yeah, it's other people invite." No, no, we don't. No, we don't. No.
You're crazy to do that.
When people that I call family need help, I'm there for them. That's Southern hospitality. If neighbors need help, well, you better find you a cardboard box because it rains at night. Almost.
That's funny. I think part of that slow Southern thing is because of the heat.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be moving fast in the heat.
We get sweaty, and I'm not a small guy, so when I get sweaty, things don't smell good. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I hear
So
you.
the more we talk, the less energy we use.
Exactly.
Well, tell us about the vinyl side. You're still doing that now, right?
Yeah, I still work at the shop 3 days a week. I actually stopped for a while, and I was just doing like the stream, just focusing on the stream full time. You know.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then they were having a hard time replacing me, and Matt, my boss, called me and he was like, "Hey, do you think you come down like 1 day a week or something?" So I was like, "All right, I'll go down and do 1 day a week. I'll go down Friday and help you guys out and do that." And then I went back and I was like, I miss this so much. I love this. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing it for over 10 years. It's hard just to walk away.
It becomes a
And-
part of who you are.
yeah, dude, it really does.
Yeah.
And it takes away part of you almost. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. You know what I mean? And he was like, okay, yeah, awesome. You know what I mean? So I was like, cool, let's do that. And I still get to do a lot with the stream, and the server honestly takes up the majority of that time, which is supposed to be stream time, which I'm trying to get back into. It's focusing more on stream time.
Just do what I did. Find somebody to do all that other stuff for you, and then
Point that way. She's right there for me.
yeah. This person literally is
No,
like
that way. Point that way.
Other way. Other
Oh,
way.
there you go. There's you.
There you go. Okay. Depends on who you're watching. I'll just
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I know. I should try to outsource more for a lot of the stuff, and I think I want to try to do that more for server stuff now. I'm gonna try to
do
do that.
yourself a favor. Make sure you keep it to people you trust.
Well, yeah, that's a huge thing. And what I've been thinking about doing is I have a friend who is professional at it, but he's too busy again. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get him to work on stuff. He's too busy. So I was like, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to hire a professional code writer that's outside of the GTA 5 world. Has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? And have them take care of all of that stuff. That way I don't have to worry about who they are and what they're doing and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because you got these same 5 guys running around the GTA community or the 5M community, selling pre-built servers and just reselling the same assets over and over and over and over to people that don't know. You know what I mean? And it's like, now you're buying a server and it's like, all of that stuff you could have just got off the 5M forums, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it helps you by setting it all up to a degree, but now it's like, well, if they're working on your stuff, they have your stuff, and if they're working on other people's stuff, they can sell that people your stuff, or if you have something special, completely away from it, completely outside of it, who has no stake in it, who's not going to be going around in 6 months and being like, hey, I got the WRO9 scripts, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I like it. I don't have anything to add to that. It's pretty good. Yeah. So tell us about your current streaming setup. So what do you use? How do you use it? Like, how does everything work for you? I'm assuming you use 2 computers, correct?
Yeah, I'm back to the dual PC streaming. I love dual PC streaming. It's the most versatile, and it's easy because it's like I have it separated. Like I can mess with OBS on that screen right now, and I could do whatever I want with that mouse without interrupting my gameplay. You know what I mean? Minimizing my screen or stuff like that. And then right now, if I'm having issues with my PC, I can restart my gaming PC, and I'm still streaming. You know what I mean? I'll go to my be right back screen. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? I gotta
He
restart
hasn't
my
told
PC.
me all this, but he's actually like driving around on ATS right now. He's got 2 steering wheels. That's why.
Yeah. I got another steering wheel. I'm steering with my feet.
You're using them airplane pedals.
But it is, yeah, there you go. The rudder pedals. It's really nice, man. I really love it. I'm using a Go XLR Mini to handle the audio and mixing the audio. And I love that because I got my microphone fader, so I can control my microphone, how loud that is. I got Discord on a fader, I can control that. I got my music on a fader.
can't really tell, but it fades a little bit. You know, you just
Yeah, that sounds really great when you grab that.
Sounds like you're crinkling tinfoil or something,
Seriously.
dude.
like
Like,
probably getting sucked up by aliens.
And then you know, I got the game fader, so then I got the game sound, and then you can really manipulate how all of the sound and audio comes through the stream at the levels you want it to come through. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. You don't need to have that if you're not doing a dual PC stream. And I don't even know if you can really utilize that if you're not doing dual PC. So
Now the game capture card, you could use that. I assume if you're like doing PS4 to your PC.
You can, yes, you
Yeah.
can. I have an internal capture card in my streaming PC, so I don't have the ones that people like sit outside or whatever and you plug into. It's in that computer. It's part of that computer. So technically speaking, you could plug in a PS4 HDMI in there, and then you could get the HDMI out if you wanted to. The way I do it though is it's screen mirroring. So I create a clone of my screen, and that image is then split out of my video card with an HDMI wire that goes to the streaming PC. And then that sends the signal out and everything like that. And my mic goes through the Go XLR. My headset's hooked up to the Go XLR, and then all of that is sent over there.
So just a heads up for everybody. I think Angel's got some power issues going on right now. That's why she was sitting there like,
I saw that. I didn't want to say. Oh no!
Different
Well,
copies,
I
I
was
think.
stuck for a second there.
so she may or
Lord.
may not be back. I don't know, but
4 Badger. I got 4 screens right now.
You have what? 4 monitors? 5?
I have 4 right now. 1 for the streaming PC, 3 on this. But I'd like to get 3, or I'd like to get 4 with this if I can. I'd like to get another one right here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've run 3. I need to get 1 more. Because when you're doing this podcast, you have to have so many bloody windows, and I've got them all like squinched down and squinched down and squinched down.
Yeah. You need like a middle one, an upper one, and then like a big chat window one, like the
Yes.
vertical ones. You know what I mean?
That's what I need to do is just
Kind of.
flip.
Yeah, if you've seen Cordite, I think he has his set up like that right now.
If you go to his Facebook page, I know he just posted an update earlier this morning of what it looks like.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And I kind of have the
changed it then.
same type of setup.
Okay, yeah, that's a good setup. That's what I like.
My wife just told me, ho, 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 if you want 4 monitors.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if you mean Santa or if I need to get on a corner.
I mean, depending on what you want. I mean, I think those vertical ones, they could be a little more pricey, but I mean, you can get like a cheap one for like $80 almost.
Oh yeah, they're not expensive at
Yeah.
all. My issue though is when I first built this computer, I was an idiot, and the graphics card that I bought was a 1060, but it only has 3 inputs.
I hear you. Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Who would have thought I would need 4 monitors?
Yeah. And honestly, well, here's the thing. Do you have the DVI output on there? Use that with the converter.
Well, see, I've got 3 inputs: 1 DVI, 2 HDMI.
Oh, Jesus Lord. Yeah, you're cut off at the knees, dude. Yeah.
So I need to
They might
upgrade to a 1660, honestly, and I've found one that I could do for like $300, and it's got 4 inputs.
Okay.
So I may just eventually convince my wife to allow me to upgrade my graphics card at some point in my life when I'm 60. But anyways,
I'd like to do a new upgrade right now. I'd like to build a new gaming PC and build a streaming
Wouldn't we all?
PC, but I can't justify it, dude. It's
I'd love to have a Core i9-9900 or whatever it is. Golly.
yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have that. I mean, like I even looked into, like replacing. I'm like covered in cat hair. I just realized. I'd like to replace my 1080 super clock, but it's like it's stupid because I go on Newegg right now. That card still sells for $500 something bucks. And then I look at a 2070 or whatever, and it's like $600. So it's like.
Yeah, it gets
It
expensive.
doesn't make sense for me to spend, that money if the one I have is, that much.
Yeah. Now, the cool thing is you can sell what you have used, and that would take off a part of the price. And then also, if you
Yeah.
wait 2 years, usually the price dumbs down by 2 times. So
What my plan is that when when the 3000 series cards come out for NVIDIA, I think then I'm gonna take the step and be like, all right, I'm gonna.
that'll be a really big upgrade.
Yeah. And then
I think that would definitely be worth it.
I think
Because
that-
even going from a 1060 to a 1660, I don't think I'm getting that big of an advantage. the main thing I'm getting it is for that extra input, but I might as well wait till, like
You're
you said, the
getting-
3000 comes out when I can get 5 inputs and just call it good.
Yeah, you're getting more. You are getting more of an upgrade though with that
Yeah.
1660 because those are close. They share. I forget what it is exactly, but they're kind of similar to like the 2000 series cards. You know what I mean? There's a certain aspect to them. I think they might have some kind of ray tracing or something in that card. So
Yeah, I think
there's
so. Right
something. There's something good about that 1660 for sure. Because I even like looked at those. I was like, huh, what's up with that thing? You know. But for me, it's like, well, no, that would be kind of not a smart thing to do. But
Now, are you trying? Let me think. Words are difficult.
yeah, yes, yes, they are.
Apparently so.
It's one of my sayings.
What brand monitors do you use? Like all three of mine are HPs. My middle one's a 21 inch. The other two, or no, a 27 inch. The other two are like 21s, and they're
Right.
all HP.
I got a Predator monitor in front of me, the 27-inch 2K.
Is that the curved one?
No, it's not the curved ones. Yeah, but I freaking love this monitor. It's expensive. My stream bought it for me though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a 500 or yeah, it was like 550 I think when I got it, which is insane money for a monitor. I think you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, when I got this baby and I hooked it up and I went out and I played Wreckfest.
I bet it looked really good.
You
Yeah.
go back and watch that stream of me playing that for the first time, dude, and I'm just like,
Smiling ear to ear, like
yeah, dude. I was like, I had no idea. Like, and dude, I had a 4K monitor before that, right? But it wasn't a gaming monitor. It's just a 4K monitor, curved monitor. And I thought it was the freaking coolest screen in the world. You know what I mean? And then I started hearing about gaming monitors. Now they have this fast refresh rate and everything. And you know, a 4K monitor was like 59 megahertz refresh rate.
Yeah.
So you know, and I got all this screen tearing and shit. And it looked horrible, dude. And I plugged this baby in, and I'm playing, dude, and it's freaking smooth as ice. It's got G-Sync, you know, so it's all synced up, and the color and everything. I was just like, I had no idea.
I didn't know things
idea.
didn't get pixelated. What?
Dude, I really had no idea. I always kind of like looked at these guys with gaming monitors and thought it was like a gimmicky thing. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's kind of gimmicky, like the chairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say like your chair you got
Yeah,
right
like
here,
the chair, you know. And I had a DX Racer chair that was $500, and I hated it. I thought it was the most uncomfortable thing in the world. And all these streamers had them, and it was the coolest thing. And I was like,
This is a $49 chair from Amazon, mid back, because fat people don't sit in high backs. Because if you lean back, you put too much weight. I mean, look, I got boobs.
That's
I mean, that's how
funny.
big I am. Like you don't sit in a big chair. You sit in a mid back.
I hear you.
I learned that. Now my wife, her computer has that high back that I broke when I leaned back one day, and I just went. It just kept going. I was like, oh.
I've seen that happen to guys.
Yeah.
But I was using I actually had a chair. It was a Serta chair that my mom had bought for her setup, and it had like massaging built into it and shit. I was like, you know, this is fucking dope.
Hey,
But,
come this way.
but
Christmas is coming.
after sitting on that for a long time, the padding wore out. And
I bet
now
it
you're
did.
sitting on the massaging equipment, and it was like, this isn't comfortable anymore. So I was like, I got to get a chair. So I'm like looking into the chairs and everything, and I hear about these things, and I'm like, you know,
So was that like Secret Lab?
Yeah, Secret Lab. I was like, you know, that's another one of these race car seats for your gaming. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, go get a race car seat in your car and have a good car. You know what I mean? But I would see them all the time. And I was like, let me look at the reviews just to see. And people were saying how they were comfortable. And I was like, that's my biggest thing is the comfort. You know what I mean? And people were like, dude, I've fallen asleep in my chair. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if you could really fall asleep in this chair, that says
a chair.
something. You know what I mean?
That's a chair.
So I was like, all right, you know, I don't know. They're still, you know, over $300. But then they had this like warehouse sale they had going on or something. And I think I got this chair for like $250 or maybe $270 or something like that. And I was like, that's not bad. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got it. As soon as I opened the box, bro, and I'm taking it out, I'm like, holy shit. This is a quality MFing chair, dude. Like,
This was not made in China.
bro, the instructions isn't like paper. Like, it's this
Yeah.
big
It's like a book.
cardboard, or it's this big laminated, colorized like explanation, and just by that, my mind was blown. You know what I mean? And I'm getting out the armrest and I'm looking at the welds on it and shit. I'm like, holy shit, dude, this is like really nice. I started getting excited.
The fact that your chair has weld said something about that. I mean,
Dude.
let's be real.
You know, and I set it all up and I sat in this bad boy and I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, first of all, this pillow right here, okay, they like have their own like memory foam or something. It is so like when it's there, it disappears kind of like you melt into it. You know, some of them you sit on them and it like sticks you out. You know, it holds you out. No, bro, this like it's gone. It's there. It's supporting me, but my back now is touching the chair.
You're making me wish I had one.
Bro, I'm a salesman for this right now, even though I have no relation, I have no promo codes or anything, okay? And the same with this. It's super soft. Now, I never use it.
I'm looking in your description after this. If I see something for Secret Labs, I'm going to be like...
No, bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No, I never use this neck pillow. I think that's kind of gimmicky. I think it's to get their logo out there in streams. But it is nice to have it there, because if it's not there, you go way back. You know what I mean? But I do love this chair, I'll be honest.
That's the biggest problem I have with those tall backs is also as they lean too far back. The mid backs don't go far back at all.
Yeah,
so
I
like
know. My Serta
me-
was like that. Yeah, my Serta was like that, and I got so used to that chair, dude. I love that chair. You know what I mean? But
and I'm gonna tell all of y'all. So for those watching, for those that are just gamers, for those that are wanting to be streamers, for those that are big time streamers, and for those that are just like me who are little streamers that think they're big, seats are
Kate and I
important
had that,
because
actually.
my ass
I had
sits
that
on this
exact
thing
monitor.
for many hours a day. It's
Mhm.
important.
it is.
So
it is.
it's not how much you spend, it's the quality of what you spend it on.
100%,
So,
dude. Because like I said, I had that
that's-
DX Racer. It was $200 and change more than this one, and this beats it every day of the week.
That's how me and Ed can sit here and have a conversation about a chair for 30 minutes because it's important.
Seriously, it really
yeah.
is. It really
I-
is.
Like when I first started, I sat on just a folding chair, like
Yeah,
from
See, and I
a,
can't imagine
like-
that, dude.
from a card table,
I'm going
and it was just it's what I had. I didn't have a ton of money to,
to tell you,
start
even when I was
streaming, stuff
poor,
like
I had
that.
a nice computer chair.
And I sat on that thing because I hadn't used them for 2-3 years, and we rarely used them when we got them anyway. So I thought, well, they're pretty new. I'll just use that for right now, and when I get a few more dollars and whatever. And then I ended up with this one, the GT Racing, and
Mhm.
I like it.
I had Will just comment and say, "You guys need to stop your whining." Bud was sitting his ass on a wooden kitchen chair.
I was gonna bring that up.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna
for
bring
like
that
a
up.
long time.
Listen, Bud's in my chat, or he was. I hope he still is, because I wanted to hear this. So Bud had a campaign for a Go XLR while he's sitting in a wooden chair. He's sitting in a wooden chair, and he wants a $600 sound mixer, and I'm like, dude, what what are you doing?
And it was like his wooden chair was like one you would have at a kitchen table.
Yeah, dude, with the
Mhm.
rails in the
It
back
was a black.
and shit.
Yeah, it was black, and it was horrible. And did you
There
know
he
that
is, there he
his
is, save
desk,
Bud's ass.
his
There he
desk
is.
itself,
He's in my chat.
was
Hashtag
half-
save Bud's ass.
his desk used to be like, I think if he said it right, it was like an old dresser.
Yeah, he's got a dope
I
desk.
remember
now,
right.
though. He's got a nice
Yeah.
desk now.
He's got the same desk I got.
Do you have that
Fantastic.
one?
Yeah, because his desk came from me.
Oh,
Y'all
nice.
wanna-
So you're the guy.
Y'all
Yeah.
want to know what my
Son
desk
of a
is?
bitch.
I love this desk. Let me show y'all this desk. Hang on. Y'all see this
Oh,
desk
here
right
we
here?
go.
This
Here's
nice
another wooden
it's like
beauty.
grain. Let me tell you what this desk is.
Do you oil
This desk
that
right
up?
This desk came from Home Depot. Okay, this desk came from Home Depot. All right, this is a
Did you
tool bench.
assemble that? It's
This is a tool bench. This is a tool bench. I got 2 drawers. All right, my wires
Are
can
they
go.
metal?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's high quality. I paid $300 for this sucker. It's got wheels.
Shit.
Okay, this thing has got wheels on it,
Bro,
and
that
then
is
what?
solid as oak, literally.
Not destroy this thing with a sledgehammer if you tried. This desk
I
is.
better get it with an axe.
Hang on, let me see if I can show y'all.
Dude, don't break your camera now.
All right,
And
so look.
the thing that I like the most about my desk is the full mouse pad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Y'all just ignore my mess. I'm still moving. Hang on, I'm trying to.
I want that desk, but in the L-shaped configuration.
Y'all see the wheel stands on those things? That's pure metal.
Oh yeah, look at those legs. Holy shit, look at this freaking thing. That thing is a
That-
good 2
That's
inches
like
thick.
something you would.
Yeah.
That's like something you would find in a school.
Bro, those are 2x4s.
I'm telling you, man, you cannot beat
Oh, dude.
this desk. Like, it's fantastic. I
I
love
don't
this.
know. I mean,
building.
my desk is pretty nice, so.
I haven't seen your desk.
I can't see
I
anything at the
thought I
moment.
sent you a picture of my desk.
Sure. She's voice only right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
my dad
Yeah.
custom built my desk. That thing is at least 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah. My
Mhm.
dad, before we moved, when I had my house in Thomasville, before we moved in the apartment, my dad built me a custom Carolina Panthers desk, and that thing you could not move with a football team. It was so heavy. That's why I left it. I literally called the buyers and I was like, "Hey, would y'all like a really nice custom built desk for free?" They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "I can't fucking move it."
It's too big. It's part of the
And they're
house
like-
now.
I was like, "It's basically bolted to the floor. Like you're gonna keep it. Sorry, it's one of those things. It's like the wall mount,
Over
TV
here,
wall
hiding 'cause
mounts.
I
It
built
stays
my
when you
desk
sell
out
the
of
house."
Jarrett. Jarrett.
So let's talk about the future. We're getting behind. Let's talk about the future. What games are in the works for you for in the future for White Rhino 09? Any future games other than the one you told us about with your wife, Kristalla?
I want to do more. I want to get more back into the farming sim. Like I said, more trucking. And any new games. I mean, I'm going to be keeping my eye out there. I used to always be hunting Steam store for new games. You know what I mean?
I live
Stuff for
on
the show.
Steam Store, yeah.
So I'm gonna get back into trying to get some more guff stuff out there. It's got to be co-op, community friendly. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. I'm not really trying to get into any games that are going to be like a super dedication. That's going to take a lot of time to learn. You know what I mean? Because GTA is still my main thing. I love roleplay. So I'm not going to really try to get any kind of games like Ark or Rust or anything like that that take a major commitment and that's like your life.
What about the Isle?
The Isle. I think that's a dinosaur game.
Mhm.
It's just like the Ark,
Yep.
except it's much more simplified, and they put a lot more technicality into the working of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, isn't
It's-
it like different packs of dinosaurs or something, and you like play as one?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
a
play-
dinosaur roleplay, right?
Yeah.
It is 100%. Me and
Essentially.
Angel were doing that right before we did the stream.
Oh, all right, nice, yeah. Okay, so I don't know a whole lot about that. I checked that out months and months and months ago. I remember seeing that game, and I was like, oh wow, that seems kind of interesting. I wonder what the whole deal is with that. But I wasn't sure if people actually played it. So that's
Here's
why.
Here's like normally a dinosaur game. Like I love the idea of dinosaur roleplay. It's a lot of fun in my head, but a lot of the games have let me down because the development of it is trash.
Right.
This game, let me tell you about this developer. Normally I would not sponsor a game like this, but this guy impressed me. He made all this money on this game with the pre-purchase of alpha through Steam purchases, all that, right? He was making a ton of money with it. It was fantastic. He realized that his game code had a vital flaw. I don't know what that is. I don't understand code. I don't know. All I know is he recognized that it had a flaw. You know what he did? He completely redid the whole game from scratch for free. Took all that money he made and put it back into it and completely redid it from start because he said, I'm not releasing a product that is this utter crap.
Yeah, that's respectable, dude. That's
I
respectable.
was like, take my money.
yeah.
Just take it. Just take it. I don't care what you got in the game. Just take my money. As soon as I heard that, I was like, you got me for life because that is a dedication that I can get behind.
See, he's about the game. He's about his
Exactly.
product or whatever. You know what I mean? So
And he even said in this interview he did, he's like, I'm tired of finding people that put games out that know it's trash. They
And they put
know
it
it
out
for
anyway.
a fact. They made it. They know they
What's up,
made
Daryl?
trash, and then they don't fix it.
and they put
and
it
if
out
they do-
anyway.
And then they release it anyways, and then they release updates that don't ever fix the issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not that person. He said, I'll never be that person. And he even said, I used to have a lot of respect for Blizzard until they got bought out by EA, and now they became one of those people.
I love
Yeah.
Blizzard when it was Blizzard North, which was
Yeah.
forever ago. You know what I mean? And back then, dude, that was the absolute hands down best gaming company there was. You had games like StarCraft and Warcraft and Diablo, and it was like they were all perfect games. There's no problems with them. They're all top tier. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everybody loved that shit. And
StarCraft
um,
became the mascot game for Korea. It became the
Yeah.
Korea national sport.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know this or not. I used to be competitive in that, but nowhere near their level. You know what I mean?
I was never competitive. I just like playing.
Me and my buddy, me and my best friend, actually, yeah, we used to be really into that, dude. Hanging out with all the Asian players, being Gosu and shit.
You remember
dude?
going on Blizzard Net and playing all the comp stomps? That was
Oh,
me.
Yeah,
Every
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
out of school, I'd come home, I'd get on StarCraft, and I'd play comp stomps.
That's funny.
That's all I did. Comp
We
stomps.
would be hanging out in these like private channels with like all these other guys, and all like if you weren't in there with a name where you were like at least 20 and 2 or something,
Yeah.
you're not in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You gotta have that record.
Yep. So like it's like, we'd be playing with a name for a while, and then like if you get too many losses, I got to make a new
Mhm.
name. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. That was the original gaming profile. Was you had your name and then you have your win and loss tie count, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all you got. No one cares about anything else.
Nope.
We want to know what your wins are, what your losses are, and if it says 0-0-1, I ain't got time for you.
Nope.
You ain't never played a game.
Straight up, dude. Straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man, golly, you're bringing up some good old memories.
How
man.
about it, brother? How about it?
Man, I miss gaming in the 90s and 2000s. Man,
Me
it
too.
was
It was so
was
much
great.
different, bro. Games were different. It was yeah, dude.
back then. Games came out; they were full releases. You didn't have this. Well, this is beta crap.
There was no problems, dude.
Fortnite is still in the beta phase. Like that game's been out for over 3 years. That game is so far out of beta, it ain't even stupid.
7 Days to Die. That's another game. It's like been in beta for like 5-7 years, whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
like, what
it's
the
great.
hell,
Same
dude?
thing. It came out 2013, still technically in beta. What bullshit is that? That's a legal thing where they can say, "Oh, you found a mistake. We're still in beta."
Right.
It's just a cop out.
Yeah, dude.
That's a
It was definitely a lot different. And they can be like, oh, well, there was limitations and shit like that. I don't care because we had fun, tons of fun, and
On games that could fit on a CD.
yeah, exactly, dude. And now you got these games where they're saying the new Modern Warfare is like 15 or something CDs. If you wanted to have like a hard copy of it, it's like, dude, that's ridiculous. Shit, we just went and played Warzone the other night, bro. Right? And I hadn't played it for a while, and I was like, yeah, let's go out and do some rounds. I got to download a patch. 70 gigs.
Yeah,
70
that's-
gigs for a patch. What the?
Yeah.
Fuck?
That's commonplace
That's
for
a
Warfare.
game.
Yeah, that's a whole game. That's like 4 games.
That's
in one
insane.
patch.
Yeah, it could be.
That's almost 5 M alone.
Yeah,
it's
how
insane, dude.
bad is your product that you have to release an update that's bigger than most games in total?
It's crazy. I just
Product is
And this,
I
If
was
you were
reading
adding-
earlier today
if you were
that for
adding that-
Horizon New Dawn on your PC, it's 100 gigabytes.
there you go. Hope you have a hard drive for it.
Yeah, you need a hard drive just for that.
Well, see, it's getting like I'm such a variety
Jason,
streamer.
that's
Like I
crazy,
have
brother.
two
I'd love to
1
see a
terabyte
picture of
solid
something
state
like that.
drives and 1 terabyte spin drive. That's the amount of space I need just for games for this thing, because I play so many different games and they take up so much space. Like how big is Red Dead? That game was massive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good
like
lord.
that in GTA. I mean, GTA too. That's a 70 gig game or something, I think, in
Like,
itself.
games are, don't get me wrong, I like where games are going. I'm not even complaining that the games are total crap. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of these games come
Yeah.
out like that game. Will just put in the chat, Fall Guys. You should look into that, dude. It's so
I
simple.
have. I have.
fun.
Yeah. I've been watching people
When-
playing it.
We need to do a run of that together. It's like $20. You'll love the shit out of it. You'll hate life after you lose. Trust me, you'll hate life.
It's funny because I was talking about it earlier when I was streaming out on the zombie server, and I was like, I've been watching people play it, and I don't necessarily intend to buy the game. I was like, I've been watching people play it, and I was like, and I'm not a person to just talk, but I was like, from watching people play it, I think I could be kind of good at it. You know what I mean? And one of my viewers, Kyle, is like, here, 20, sends me $20. He's like, here, buy the game. I was like, all right, now I gotta buy it. Put up and shut up.
I will play it with you. Like, but I'm just
All
telling
right,
you,
man,
I'm not normally like a salty loser. Like I can lose a game and laugh about it. But this game is so simple. You think you're gonna go into it and be like a champion, or at least come in.
Yeah.
You're gonna get eliminated, and you're gonna be like in last place, and you're just gonna be like, how did that
See-
even happen?
Well, like when I was watching too, I was like, man, this is one of these games where you could start out and be like, try to be really competitive at it, and then like you just get like bumped a little bit by somebody or something, and now you're effed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you can't play this and take it serious.
No, you can't.
You gotta
cannot.
play it like where you want to win,
You-
but where you don't really care. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Play it like,
Because
kind of play the game like play the game, you know?
Play the game to win, but don't get upset when you lose.
Yeah.
That's how you got, because there's this one challenge you have to do where you have to literally face plant the wall to open the door, and 99% of the time you're gonna face plant the one that doesn't open, and you automatically you lose at that point. Like you went from first place to last because you went.
I saw last
It's-
night Harper's playing and it was like there's all these tiles and like you'd step on a tile and it would just fall, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
everybody's like crowding out onto the same tile, you know what I mean? Like trying to stay on it, and like one person would get pushed a little bit onto another tile, and either they're gone or it's like, oh, now we can walk on that tile. So then other people migrate to that one, you know what I mean? And they're all just like clamoring around together. It was pretty
What makes
funny.
it you have like these different skins you can pick, and it makes them look like little Jolly Rancher candies with clothes on. Like it's really awesome.
They're little jelly beans.
I call them Jolly Ranchers. My wife calls them jelly beans. I don't know. They look like Jolly Ranchers to me.
I saw one and they put on like a wolf head or something, and his like tongue is hanging out or something. I was like, dude, just the way that looks, like it's so like entertaining in a way. You know what I mean?
It's really comical.
It is.
I get on and play it when I'm really frustrated, and I'm just like, okay, because it only takes 4 buttons, and I'm just like, do 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 do, and then I fall down, just like, this game is so fucking stupid.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, you need to play it. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where's Rhino in 5
Oh
years?
man. Okay, so I'm one of these crazy guys, bro. I'll be surprised if any of us are sitting here behind a computer in 5 years. You know what I mean? With the state of the world and the way everything is going. I'm kind of like a negative person. I really think that shit's getting bad in the world, bro. And I kind of feel like it's gonna get worse. I'd love to say like, dude, I'll be sitting here with this freaking great stream and this huge community, and the server will be popping, and we'll be doing all this awesome stuff, you know, and Mrs. Rhino's game will be out, and it'll be doing fabulous, you know, and everything will be great. But that's if my heads are in the cloud. My head's in the clouds. My head's not in the clouds. I watch a lot of not mainstream media, independent media, and I see a lot of what's going on in the world and everything like that. And it's kind of scary, brother. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I have no idea where I'll be in 5 years. I hope for the best, and I fear for the worst. And I got to live it day by day, you know?
Fair.
So
Fair enough.
that's where I'm at.
I
man.
have to agree with you. You know,
It's really when you have something big that's never happened before, it's hard to see past it. I mean, I used to be able to look and say, okay, in 5 years I might try and own a business. I might try and do this. Like when I first started truck driving in 2013, my 5-year plan was to eventually own 3 trucks and have a small trucking company. Now I look in the
where you're at.
future. I don't know what to see. I don't know where to look. I don't know what the future could hold. I mean, how could a financial investment analyst look at this and say, okay, this is where we're going to be? Because it got so weird last year when we sold our house. We sold it because we thought the housing market was about to crash. The housing market's doing 3 times better than it was a year ago. And everybody and their brother would have told you that there's no way that would be possible.
Right.
Literally don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. And that's
So,
why I have a hard time listening to some of these guys too, because like I got a buddy who's really into like this whole financial analyzing thing. He calls me yesterday. He's like, dude, you got to buy a bunch of silver. He's like, I'm telling you got to go buy a bunch of silver. It's at record money right now. It's only going to go up. You know, the dollar's going to crash. It's going to be useless. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, this is the world we're living in right now, you know? And
Yeah,
it's
you just-
like, dude, I'm just going to kind of live it, you know? I don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah. My big thing is anytime somebody asks me what they should do, is my big thing is don't do anything. Like just relax, take a chill pill,
Yes.
see what happens.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like an idiot, because I know that's how a lot of people will look at this. And there was a point in time in my life where I would look at it like this too. But I'm a man of faith.
Mhm.
So my life, my soul is in God's hands. That's how I really believe it. And I leave it at that, man. I'm gonna be a good person, be everything I can be, and I have my faith. And that's
Nothing wrong with that.
that's how
I'm an
do it.
ordained minister, so I'm right there with you.
So yeah, dude, that's how I look at it, brother. You know what I mean?
Hey, nothing wrong with that. So, any future wants for the server or other endeavors you want to tell everyone? I know we talked about the present, but is there like
Um, I'd really
Let's
like to
go.
keep it growing, brother. I'd really like to get it popping, man. I'm not saying I want 64 pop every night, but I'd really like to get it up there where we got like at least 50 something people out there every night. Not any. I don't listen. Let me talk about this too really quick. I could fill the server right now with the wrong people. Okay, we could have a full server with the wrong people. That's not what I want. I want to fill it with role players that fit our community and our style of role play and everything like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to build. That's what's my goal. If I could do that, I'll be happy as hell. You know what I mean?
Quality over
What's that?
quantity.
Yes, 100%, bro. You know what I mean? Because there's some servers out there you can name right now, and it's like, they're full and they got a queue, and it's like, okay, but how good's your experiences out there, and what's it really like, and everything like that. You know what I mean? And what's it all about? So, I'm not hating on anybody, but that's where I am. I want quality over it, and I truly think percentage wise, we have a higher level of quality than these other servers that are full. You know what I mean? And
I can agree
And
to
that's,
that.
and that's like they always say too. If you have the quality now, eventually the quantity will come.
yes, yeah,
It might take some time, whatever, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah,
100%.
eventually your quantity will be there.
yeah,
Because if you fill it with all the wrong people, then you're gonna push out all the people that you actually want to be there.
yes, and you'll attract more
Exactly.
wrong people.
Mhm.
And there's servers full of wrong
Right.
people. With
Yeah,
great people
And
in
it
it.
just goes backwards.
Yeah, I've seen these servers, right, where they have so many terrible people or whatever. And the role play is terrible. It's all gang. And then you got the few guys out there that are freaking phenomenal role players, and it's like, what are you doing there, bro? Leave! Don't do this! Don't stay there. They don't deserve you. You know
The
what I mean?
grass is greener on the other side.
Yes. Sometimes it really is. But you gotta go and you gotta try it out for yourself and see. Maybe it's not. Maybe you wouldn't like the vibe of the server. Maybe you would.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd be like, holy shit, like this is what I've been looking for. You never know.
There are people, and I know for a fact that there are some big streamers out there that their stream actually does better because they're surrounded by people that can't role play.
Yeah. That's
It
actually
sounds crazy and odd.
It's
And
because of the entertainment.
completely
value.
ass backwards, but
Yeah.
It's the entertainment
I-
value of
I'll
it. Yeah.
never concede it because to each their own. They're doing better than me, so I've got they got nothing negative to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather build it off of something else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'd rather build it off the quality than the joke.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I have to admit, sometimes I'm guilty. I've sat there and watched them and laughed my ass off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could get that too, but it's like you want it to always just be like this pathetic thing.
I call it chaotic roleplay.
Call it what?
Chaotic roleplay.
Chaotic roleplay. There you go.
That's what it's always been called for me.
And chaos is a thing. That's why people break their necks to look at car crashes. You know what I mean?
Mhm. They want to know what's going to happen next. It's like Jerry Springer. It's crazy as shit, makes no sense, but you never know what's going to happen in 5 minutes.
Right. And do you want a Jerry Springer talk show or do you want like a respectable talk show? That's how I look at it, dude. And some people are like, I'm just in it for the numbers and the money, so I'm like Jerry. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's not how I am, brother. That's not how my morals are and everything like that. So to each their own.
So,
Exactly.
in closing, do either of y'all have anything you want to add before we go to our closing segment here?
Nope.
No, we've covered a lot,
No,
honestly.
I think I'm good.
I have a way of covering a lot in a small amount of time. That's the benefit because I used to run another podcast called Three Married Men. So I have the experience of how to keep. I always look at the clock.
You're
I'm just-
structured. You're very structured with how you're doing it, which is good. Yeah, it's good. Especially
So-
because I can talk and get us all off track, and that's like,
I have
holy
a-
shit, we're 4 hours in.
So what do you want to tell your current fans, your future fans? Why should they continue and why should they start watching you? What's special about you? What do you want them to know?
I would say, a lot of people would say this, but I'm genuine. I'm straight up. I'll tell you how it is. I'm not gonna dance around. I'm not gonna, I'll be blunt almost to the point where you'll think like he's a dick, but it's like, well, at least he's not hiding it. You know what I mean? He told me how he really feels or whatever. I'll be like that, and at the same time, I'm down. I'm always supportive of people. I'm always down to help people out with stuff if I can, if I have time. You know what I mean? The other draw is the entertainment. You know what I mean? We're always doing different stuff. try to be funny, try to be lighthearted, and just have a good time. So if you're trying to have a place where you can hang out with other people and have this good community vibe where it's friends and family, that's what the stream's all about. So
Well, it's been great having you. It's fun to get to know people a little bit deeper than, because I know, myself included, when you're streaming, you get into things, you get into your game, you get into your chat. You don't have a lot of time to go over what makes you you as a person and what makes you tick.
Right.
Why are you the streamer you want to be? And the whole goal of this is to try and find that out. And I know we do it in a short amount of time. Sometimes we don't get the answer, sometimes we do, but it's fun to try. And if any of you guys get anything from this stream, it's that, in my opinion, streamers are human beings, and you have to remember that, because a lot of times we can watch our favorite people and we can start getting this kind of heroic image of them, and we can start having this idealistic opinion of how we want them to be. But you have to remember that they are their own person,
for sure.
and they're the person they're going to be. So we're not going to always be perfect. We're not always going to be the person you want us to be. We're not always going to create the content you want to see. We're people. We have wants, we have wishes, we have things and goals, but we also go out of our way to try and entertain to a point where sometimes we don't reach our goals and our visions. So it's fun to have this little podcast, and I hope that it kind of portrays the goal in which I'm trying to meet.
Yeah, no, see, like, being on a podcast like this is great because, just like you said, like, there's so much more to it that people don't realize. Like when I'm playing the game, like, we're not gonna have discussions like this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what's awesome. I really enjoy talking to people that are good to talk to. You know what I mean? That can be engaging and everything like that. And then the viewers.
Engage with, it's kind of making me blush a little.
Well, and then here's the thing too, because here's the thing. So if you got people that can get your, the people that you like to watch talking, and you're a viewer, it's like, cool. Now I'm getting to hear stuff that I wouldn't hear in the normal day when they're just out there playing. You know what I mean? I'm getting more. It's like a behind the scenes kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's really good, man. It's good. That's why when you asked me to be on here, I was like, yeah, dude, for sure. You know what I mean?
I actually had every intention of coming to you in a couple of weeks because we are already booked out for so far. And then when I had that, quick, nomad with the COVID, I was like, well, hey, I guess this gives me an opportunity to kind of reach out and grab him real quick if he's got an opening.
No doubt, I know. Honestly, it was like trying to smash it in because, like, I thought it was today, you know what I mean? And I was like, God, I got so much going on right now. And I worked yesterday, you know what I mean? And I was like, I really want to do this, and I was feeling the pressure. And in the back of my head, I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe it's next Sunday. You know what I mean? And I got time, and it's like, nope, it's today. It's like, all right, it's fine. I'm ready. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate having you. Guys, everybody watching, it's been a pleasure having Rhino. I'm Chris from Huggles Streaming. That's Todd from Ironside Gaming. And the no picture is Angel. Everybody's that's Angel from Clark Plain Gaming. I hope you will all stop by to see all of us. We all appreciate you all stopping by all of our streams and just being a part of this adventure with us. Next week we have, drum roll please, Lady Flores Gaming. She'll be with us next week, so please come by at 7 p.m. We also are getting people from across the pond, so be prepared for that. We have a lot of future interviews coming up that we're really excited about that I don't want to give away just yet. So, man, it's been fun. It's been 2 hours.
It's been awesome. It was a quick 2 hours.
Yeah. I do want to ask you to do one thing. It's a suicide prevention challenge. I ask all streamers. Suicide is near and dear to my heart. My cousin died by suicide. We've had a recent thing to do with it. So my challenge to you is, in the description of your stream for a month, if you would put this a suicide prevention challenge number in there, because it's
Nice.
a real thing and it's near and dear to my heart. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the word out.
Yeah, I'm
It
about
doesn't
that.
need to happen. So
Yeah, I'm about
just-
that. I actually have I have a notification that I can just click on my screen that shows it.
Oh, look at him, fancy little
So-
technology man.
Jeez. I might have to learn a thing or two yet.
Hey, I'll tell you what, there's a great Discord you can join with a lot of information.
I'm already in the
I
Discord.
know, brother.
Well, guys, thank you.
Yep.
The quote for me today is, "It's okay to be a glow stick. Sometimes we have to break before we shine." By Jada Selner. Never heard of that guy. Never heard that. I thought it was fantastic. You could take it a lot of ways.
That is good.
So,
I
isn't it though?
I like the one by Michael Scott. You know that one?
Which one's that one?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take by Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, that's
All right.
that's fantastic. Well, guys, again, Rhino, it's been a blast.
Yeah, great talking to you guys. Appreciate you having me out. Seriously.
I hope you all
It's
have
been
a
Yeah, it's been a
wonderful-
lot of fun.
And if you guys do, if you have people come back or whatever, I'd love to come back again, when you get another round of people. And we
Okay,
can discuss more and what's going on then.
I think we
Yeah,
just
not a
scratched the
problem.
surface.
And you got to go out to the zombie server.
Definitely got to try.
I'm
this out.
gonna drag him with me.
You should go tonight.
Yeah.
I bet there will be people out there tonight. There've been people out there all day. So,
I think I saw on my computer pop up saying that I think Spartacus and a few of them guys are out there. I
yeah.
think 8 and Bait was gonna be out there. A few other guys. So
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you should seriously check it out. It's a good time, man. You'll have fun.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you. And then one more thing I want to tell you about, just because this is my current obsession, is the missing 411 cases.
What?
You haven't heard me talk about this? Todd, you heard me talk about this, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the 411 cases. Okay, so every year there's hundreds of people that go missing in national parks. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a guy, David Politis, and he's a retired homicide detective.
Okay.
And he was notified about this by some park rangers that this goes on. Now, it's not nationally, they don't nationally tell you about this. The government won't tell you about this. It's nowhere listed, you know what I mean? But all these people go missing in national parks, and it's beyond acceptable things, okay? So in other words, there can't be any proof of an animal killing you. They couldn't have been a suicidal person. There's got to be all these criteria that add up to it, okay?
Okay.
To fit a 411 case. But if you fit into these 411 cases, it's as literally as crazy as this. Me and you are in the woods, taking a hike, okay?
Okay.
You're behind me.
So we're not holding hands. Okay.
No,
Go
we're
ahead.
not holding hands. We're having a conversation, and all of a sudden you don't say anything. And I turn around, and you're not
I'm
there.
gone.
And you're gone. And I go and I tell the
Okay.
park rangers. And there's a massive fucking search. Helicopters, bloodhounds, everything. You're never found ever again. That's a
That's
missing
not good.
411 case.
That wasn't
No,
good.
no.
Todd, you're the one that's
He's there too. Yeah, he's the one. No, but that's the kind of thing, dude. So like, this is something that I've been diving into, brother, because David Politis, he has out several books. There's a lot of videos. There's a couple movies that you can even watch about this stuff. So I just
Okay.
suggest everybody that's listening, man, if you're into any kind of mysterious stuff that's 100% like real, true, not just conspiracy theory shit, go check it out. You know what I mean?
I'm not talking about flat earth kind of stuff.
No, this is 100% real shit, dude. And it's cool as hell. And nothing against any flat earth people, because I'll just comment on that really quick. I can see where they come from with some of the shit they talk about. I can understand it, dude. You know what I mean? I can understand. They can come at you with 100 different things that prove it, right? But then people can come with other things that disprove it. So I understand where they're coming from, because it's like, if you have proof of something, that's, something tangible that you try to hold on to. But these 411 cases, dude, they're fucking
Something
fascinating.
deep about it.
They'll find like a 2-year-old kid will go missing from his camp, right? And then they'll find him 12 miles away in 5 hours. And it's like, how did a 2-year-old kid travel 12 miles through the forest? That doesn't make
True.
sense. And
And
Les,
in that short amount of time.
yeah, and like Les Strauss, Survivor Man, he went out and tried to like reenact like some of these things that kids did, and he's like, no, there's no way that a kid did this. It's impossible.
Like most friends, I think.
He's like, I couldn't even do this. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Look into
I
it.
would suggest you to go check it out, brother. I think it's cool as hell.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
this new thing I've been fascinated about. So,
Think about it.
I'll close
Okay.
with that.
Thanks for the closing.
Random, I know. I just gotta throw it out there, because part of David Politis' thing is making people aware that this happens, because a lot of people have no idea. You know what I mean?
I didn't have a clue until just now.
Yeah, and we're not saying, he's not saying don't go to national parks. Just if you're gonna go to national parks, take certain precautions when you're out there.
Hold hands with your buddy.
Yeah, if you're out there with your children, literally never take your eyes off your kid for a second. Don't let him walk around and hide behind a tree, because there's literally a case of that where a dad was playing hide and seek with his kid. He's like, okay, it's time to come out. His kid never came out. They never found him. So
Just saying, if you ever take me to a park, you're holding my hand.
just something I love to point out. So it's really cool, man. So
Rhino will get one of them, like, what are they, the little kid things you can strap around your chest and he can hold on to you and he can be like a monkey or whatever. The leashes.
I'm gonna have the
Kid
Bubba
leashes.
accent going the entire time he's carrying me around on
A
this
leash.
leash too.
oh, God. I love how it just said that. I should flip it back and forth. So it's breaking.
me a little tight right there. Don't you know that? Them aliens gonna come down here and get
Man, I ain't trying to lose you. I gotta hold you tight, brother. Well, damn aliens or Bigfoot getting you. It could be Bigfoot too. I'm just letting you know, man.
No, them fake are just too big. They just come out there and just start stomping all over them
That's
places.
right.
Next thing you know, getting kicked. Next thing you know, you're on Pluter.
That's Pluter. Goddamn, that's a puppy dog from Walt Disney.
Yeah, we need to do some role play together again. All right.
For real.
You know what?
Yep.
We can sit here and talk for hours. I got to end this stream. Y'all have a good one.
You guys have a good one too. Thank you again for having me out on your podcast. I'll catch you guys soon.
Thanks for coming, Rhino.
Yep, later,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for being with us.
All right, guys. That is the podcast with Huggles. That was great. I'm glad that he hit me up. I'm glad I got a chance to go out there and do that. It's really cool stuff. How you guys doing out there in the chat? I hope you guys are doing good. It's true and real and affects a lot of people. Julia, if you're talking about the 401, absolutely. It's crazy shit. If you guys haven't heard of it, please look into it. Seriously. It is fascinating. Where's my webcam? Oh, it's not on. Hold on. Oh, it's not going to work because I had to plug it into my other PC. Because you can't do dual PC streaming and do like a podcast with your camera plugged into your streaming PC because then they can't see you. So I'm plugged into my gaming PC for the moment. That's why you guys don't see me. Anyways, what else? The movie 411 or the 411 movie came up on my YouTube feed after you talking about it the other night. Robin, did you watch it? That's like a little tidbit of an introduction to the 411, bro. That's not even the crazy stuff. Like that's not even the crazy cases. There's some stuff about 411 that'll just blow your freaking mind. I'm telling you. It's all that I do on my free time when I have free time. So there's also a movie called 411 The Hunted, which is all about hunters that go missing in the 411 style, which is very unusual because hunters are people that are out in the woods all the time. They're very knowledgeable. They're carrying weapons. A lot of times they have radios and things like that, and they're often not alone. And, these people go missing, so. Yeah, definitely recommend to go check it out there, Dylan. And anybody out there, if you're looking into any kind of mystery, any kind of stuff that's real, 100% real, go check it out. Just go on YouTube, type in 411, you'll see it. Yeah, we're going to do some GTA tonight, Julia. We're going to do some farming sim. And I'm going to do a late night of something, but I don't know what it is going to be yet. Let me see. All right, I am going to end this stream since this was the podcast stream, and then we're going to get another stream fired up. Hopefully at least 2 more. And I will see all you guys and gals soon. Let me send you off to whoever we got. Excuse me. Let me see. Here we go. Looks like Spartacus is in the... Actually, I'm going to send you guys over... because we did a Spartacus raid earlier. We're going to do a It's Bobby 2.0 gaming raid. He is one of the sheriffs out in the Blaine County Life server. Go give him a hello. Can we go do a hashtag Rhino raid for my man Bobby, guys? And I will see you soon. Later, everybody.